gone live yet since there was an update. There it goes. Thank you.
Press play.
Because I'm worth it.
Yeah.
If you were wondering, were we late because they were trying to work out how to play a screaming squirrel on the street? Yes, that was why.
Did people even see it? I don't think people saw it.
I don't know.
I think it
Should we
showed.
do it again?
No, but do it again if you want.
I think
it's the cutest video ever. You should.
Did you guys see the squirrel? Hold on,
It was.
we can't start the stream until we know that you saw the squirrel.
It was all the random debate on how to show a squirrel video. that was what got me.
Oh wait, no, they didn't. No,
we gotta redo it. We gotta redo it.
We have to redo it. I'm so sorry.
We tried something different.
This is
And it
one of the
didn't
few
work.
squirrels
But-
that Gary hasn't murdered.
Oh God, he is going
There
to
we
be
go.
on a squirrel rampage, and I am
Well-
nervous for your people,
It's when they start fighting back, that's his problem.
guys.
All right.
Guys,
Like, if he just doesn't turn up for FNT, the squirrels have got him.
I'm so excited for this.
This is apparently the alert that will be sounded when Gary comes around.
I don't hear
No
it.
audio?
There's no audio?
Yeah,
No.
the audio is the best bit of the video.
There's
It's
no
like, oh.
point in watching it without audio, Wicked.
I had a. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It looks like a bunny, kind of.
Wait, Disper, can we hear your imitation of it?
You probably like that's just my normal thing in reviews.
not gonna
That,
do it.
it's like what the. But no, I actually looked it up once because I was feeding squirrels one day and then one ran up a tree and started barking at me. I'm like, what on earth is happening? So
I didn't know
there was a
squirrels
dog.
could bark.
A dog. Well, no, a dog came along and chased up the tree, and apparently because I was feeding it, it must have thought that I was in danger by the dog and was trying to warn me about the dog that it ran away from. So they do like little tail wiggles and different screams and stuff. Firstly, one is to alert the.
Exactly like it. Stop. Hold on. I've got to redo that. Hold on. We got to compare since she just did it.
I'm sorry,
I-
Disper.
Sorry. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna try and find that video to save it and possibly add it to the intro. Some Disparu representation.
I think we need uwu representation all day, every day.
Yeah.
Well, Hollywood's not going to do it. Somebody's got to.
What? What are you drinking?
Water?
Well, this is coffee.
Oh God, you're crazy.
Oh.
It's like 3 a.m.
At
for you.
this
What are you
time
doing?
of night? Disparu.
I'm on a stream.
He's got to wake up.
He's like, this is my profession.
Good thing Dan's not here. He would get a lecture. If Dan was here, he'd be like, 2 months. Disparu's like, no.
Yeah, it's no, that was ridiculous.
Like,
Look,
no.
caffeine has a half-life of 12 hours, which means so half of it goes 12 hours later. Or even
In
if
your
it's 24
body.
hours. Yeah, but this means by 2 weeks, it's entirely gone out of your system. Even if you added on a week for your body to change after, 2 months is taking the piss. Like, that is... I mean, I doubt your body has to do anything after 2 months. By 2 months, probably every single cell in your body has changed.
That is true. I believe it. I believe it.
Well, Dan's theory is that you should, once in a while, you got to stop drinking caffeine completely for
No,
like
he
2 months.
is. It's
Brewer
not
was
that
like,
he was
no.
wrong.
I
It's
know,
not. No,
but you
no.
were like, I'm
It's
not
not
gonna
that
do
he was
that.
wrong. Like everything he said was correct. It does reset your
Yeah.
body to caffeine, and when you
Yeah.
take it, you need far less to get the same effect and stuff. All that was
Yeah.
right. I just thought 2 months was over the top. Like you could get that benefit a lot quicker.
Yeah.
But I think my point of doing it would be
you
to
refused. You're like,
reset
I'm not
it.
stopping.
I think my point was like you could reset it so you could get the high of caffeine again a lot and just abuse it. Whereas he was like, no, do it for 2 months and then stay off it forever.
Dan Vasquez is a strange creature, and that's why we appreciate him, because he's from Brazil and he has to fight off children every day, hordes of children.
I actually have a new Dan clips that I have to save. I didn't get the chance to download it, so
I don't think we could like that.
What? No, it was. I'm gonna be
It was
honest,
one of
I
those
was
comments that got
picturing it.
creepier the longer it just sat there. That was all right.
Yeah,
I pictured
yeah.
him running from kids like chasing him with sticks or something. Like,
Oh my gosh.
It's
Yeah.
what Gary always describes him as. Every time you go Dan Vask, such a shame for him to have to run from those starving
No,
children
that
every day.
video-
Like every
No.
time.
of the guy from Brazil running to help the guy with the bike.
Oh,
I can't.
The samurai.
Like,
The
it was
samurai.
like,
Oh,
damn,
yeah.
so funny.
That was cool though. To be fair, like, I mean, if that really was Dan Vasque, like, holy hell.
He's
He's
Why
cool,
did we
but
even have
it's
Dan
not
Vask
him.
on and not show him that video? He should have seen the video.
He's probably seen it. I think he probably got tagged in it and stuff.
Well,
Well,
because
maybe-
it's the long hair. People are just like, oh, that's Dan
That
Vasque,
run,
right?
though, the run in the video just sent me.
No, the weirdest thing about the video is the guy in the elevator with him as this guy's pulling out
He's
a sword.
just
It's
chilling
like,
there.
all right, mate. And then he just runs off. No, that way, dude.
Can you guys say hi to my nephew? He's staying with me for a few days. Trouble at home. He's watching the show for the first time. He has no idea what's coming. What's up,
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Mr. Shaggins' nephew?
Yellow nephew.
This, yellow nephew.
Yeah, that's my nephew. Stop talking about him like that. Hi, Dildo's nephew.
Oh, I say Mr. Shaggins because it feels more polite.
Posh.
Professor Shaggins.
Professor
Professor.
Shaggins.
It's like the more sort of prestigious you get, the weirder it is.
Carlos, thank you for the 5 to kick things off. Chow Wicked. How do you say that?
I
Xin
think
Chow?
it's Zhen Shao.
Oh, is that right?
I'm not
Chick girl?
Chinese. Well, I am Chinese, but I don't know how to say anything Chinese.
A up. Disparu. Hope all is well. Let's get saucy. Cheers.
Is that
Have
like a
spooky
British
beer.
thing? A up?
Hey,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It should have
Ayup.
been
Ayup,
yellow
by gum.
Disparu.
By gum,
Yep.
my lad. Hey, up, by gum.
Bagumlad.
Yeah,
Gumbalad.
I think
Sounds
it's
like a
probably more of a
dish.
Yorkshire kind of thing, but
It does sound like a dish. Like
Yeah.
gumbo. But gumbalad.
Jambalaya gumbo.
not gum, but no, it's by gum.
Bagumbalaya.
Yeah, it's like more of a farmer kind of thing. By gum, my lad.
I'm down for it. Okay, what are y'all drinking?
I have
Besides
spooky
coffee.
beer and water. It's actually really good. It's Southern Tier. This is one of the ones that Raider suggested. I found it. Southern Tier Brewing. It's Imperial Pumpkin Stout.
Ooh, that one's nice.
pumpkin.
I like that.
This is
Nice.
oh hers. I thought you were talking about mine.
This
No,
was
the
like
whiskey.
a airport
Obviously
edition
the
or
whiskey.
something. They were like, you won't be able to find it anywhere. Triple cap. I'm like, I don't give a crap. I just want whiskey.
You can definitely buy things like triple
I
cask
know.
whiskey and stuff.
I know. And I was just like, it's fine.
I don't
Whatever.
think there is a whiskey made where they go, we only sell this in airports. You know, the most prestigious of whiskey institutions.
It's
craziest-
only the airport.
The craziest airport I was ever at. It was when I was coming to Toronto. And I had a like I don't know, couple hour layover in Chicago, and they had everything there. They had all these fancy stores and like Mac where you can get your makeup done. And where
Yeah.
I was sitting and waiting, there was this big like liquor store, and I was like,
Oh, the liquor store? Because you were in Terminal 1,
big.
right?
yeah. I was just
That's the big one.
surprised. I'm like, wow.
It's very fancy. Too fancy for me, in all honesty, but I
There
do
was,
like
like, the-
airport shopping.
There was
An
like
airport
the
is too
Democrat
fancy for you.
convention
that one
or
is.
something that happened that week too. So I'm just like sitting there. I was watching Jaws on my phone, just living my life, and some lady in a some I have emotional support Xeno though, so I felt safe.
Oh yes.
Yes, but no, some like angry white chick walked by holding like a Kamala, like pro Kamala thing, and she looked all mad, and she was in a pantsuit. I'm
In
like,
an
this checks out.
airport?
Well, because there was like the Democratic not convention, something was
The
going on.
okay.
DNC.
Yeah, I
That
think
makes
so,
it slightly
yeah.
less weird than a political activist in an airport
With everyone
carrying
that was
around
like
merch.
was carrying around like her signs, they just all looked angry, and I'm like, this checks out.
Like, we don't get any of this kind of stuff over here. It's
Like political stuff.
yeah, like our guys will just drive around in like a bus. They go
What
on a
else am I
train up and
supposed to
down
do
the
at an
country.
airport when
But-
I want to watch a movie.
You may very
How do you use my
rarely,
phone?
very occasionally see a sign on someone's window, but even then they're probably like
Just gets it.
an
They're just
actual MP or
proper.
something.
British
Nobody
people are
carries
proper.
around like merch for one of the candidates. You won't see it on a train randomly, you know.
Oh,
So
well, there was
seeing
like
it
a
at an
thing going
airport
on.
is
Yeah, there was something going on, but yeah, it's kind of funny because I see more because I live in more of a red state. There's a lot of like pro this and that, like that lefties are pushing like petitions and stuff that I'm not used to seeing in New York because all those laws were passed over there. So there's just like a lot of like people standing outside stores and stuff trying to get petitions signed. And I'm like, get away from me.
oh,
One of
but
the
no, you guys are way
craziest-
more invested in it.
Well,
we don't have
I was
anyone
gonna
outside.
say politics is
doors.
their personality sometimes.
Yeah.
I find that
Sure.
Yeah,
sad.
like the most we'll get is maybe somebody knocking on your door, just being like, "Do you think you could actually go and vote for us?" That's about it. Just some like local campaigner.
Someone's knocking on my door. No, go away. I'm gonna pepper spray.
Oh,
you.
I hate door knockers. They're the worst. I don't want your knives or your vacuum.
Where are you in the '60s? It's when they used to sell door-to-door vacuums.
Oh wait. No, I don't want to become a Mormon, or because the religious people do that.
I was gonna just specifying Shad there. Shad knocks on you. No, fed up
No,
by your
Shad.
Mormonism.
No,
No.
no.
I know you're
means
flown
no.
from Australia, but no. I've always said.
No.
Oh, I just saw the picture you put in the group chat, just for sorry, because I was looking for the squirrel when you posted that.
Oh yeah, it's Moodeng alien.
Mooding. Wait, we should show it.
To be fair, Moodeng is
Yeah,
vicious.
show it.
Mooding is adorable.
Well, no, and vicious. I've literally seen what she's trying to eat some guy's leg.
Oh yeah,
But she's unable
mad
to.
Mad bites.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely going mental on it. 100% would eat a person if had the ability.
There you go,
Alright.
Disparu.
here we go, guys. Are you guys ready for
I
Mooding?
mean, it's your house. You can be naked in it if you want to. If they knock on the door, that's their fault.
I love it.
So cute.
It's not cute.
Vicious.
It's an alien movie. She's petrified.
It's not cute. She's fighting for her life.
Yes.
No, in that scene she's fine because she's got the baby in her. So the
But she doesn't
alien
know that.
kill
As
her.
far as she's concerned,
She's
Moodeng's
dead.
about to shove a second Moodeng out his own face.
Moodang wants to eat a baby. Anyways,
I think
Moodang's so
Moodeng would
cute.
100% eat a baby.
Yep.
Like, that's probably the only person Moodeng could actually injure.
Mhm.
That reminds me of it was Simpsons, right? Disparu will know this. When
have
they
you seen,
did
like,
that
the-
scene and it kisses her, like it was Simpsons, right? It was like they did a parody of it. Someone in the chat, I don't know.
Have you seen the Godzilla, what is it? Godzilla Kong
Just-
Moodeng versus Penguin
No.
picture? Okay, hang on.
Oh no.
She's like, show me all the
I
Moodang.
know-
All
I
the
know a lot-
Moodang.
I know a lot of Moodeng lore memes.
I need all the Moodang in my life, okay? The more Moodang, the better.
I've sent many a Moodeng video and
Alright.
picture.
Gotta take the first sip. Yeah, this was the beer that Raider was telling me to get. There's 2 different kinds. It's like 13 for a 6-pack. It's pretty good.
Nice. Cheers.
It's stout. Cheers. Just hold on.
I'm sending a meme.
Ooh, that first sip.
You say it like that.
Woo!
What are you drinking? Oh, you're
Woo!
drinking the whiskey. Duh. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I already forgot.
I know it's so atypical of me, but I don't drink as much if I drink whiskey, I found.
Well, 'cause it makes sense.
It's a lot stronger.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You actually taste alcohol. Whereas if you drink all the other stuff, it's like, oh, this
the
just tastes
Trulies
like...
just go down like water.
Uh-huh.
And it's so nice.
Because they basically are. They're like static water with a little bit of liquor in it.
Mm-hmm. And then you are then you're drunk. And then under your
Maybe-
desk. And
probably
puking the
Although-
next day.
I imagine the alcohol content, drinking whiskey would very quickly match it in far less volume. So although you drink less volume, you probably drink more alcohol.
Maybe.
I'll
let you know.
You just need to do like a longer stream so the alcohol hits you when you're still on it.
No.
So like you with your 8-hour stream and your whole bottle of progressive whiskey.
I don't need a 20th anniversary stream where I'm the crazy one. Listen, Linda.
Ooh, that sounds good. Spiced wine of cinnamon cloves and others warmed up like
Okay,
a
I'll
holiday
post it
drink.
in the
That sounds
chat.
good. Would you post?
I
In
think I'm
Florida?
pretty sure it's like a Godzilla vs Kong meme.
Yeah, well, I got it.
Oh my god, I
That's
got
so
it.
Cute.
I got it.
Okay, it's so cute.
It is adorable.
It isn't. They're both savage creatures.
It's so cute.
It's like watching my dogs fight
I
when
wanna-
they're playing.
I want to poke the penguin's belly and pinch the hippo's.
Mooding's little
Mooding,
fat
yeah.
rolls that she has.
It's fat rolls. So
Yeah.
cute. He's so fat.
I know. He's just gonna go. You're my best friend, Mooding.
Aw, it's like
Who's-
Happy Feet versus Moodang.
Who's Pesto, by the way? Is this like a
Wait,
famous
who is
penguin?
Pesto?
I think what happened is when Mudang went famous, a lot of zoos kind of were like, well, we also have cute animals, and so I've seen like a baby giraffe that's trying to go viral. Then there's this penguin who's also going to go viral. Well, trying because people like don't ignore you. I know Mudang's cute, but don't ignore Pesto. And then he had his own fan club.
Aw. See, this should have been a thing from the very beginning, and then people would want to go to zoos and be like, I want to see the cute little
Yes.
animal.
This is the kind
That's
of
the
marketing
point.
that zoos need. There was I can't remember the name.
Whoa.
It's like
Sorry,
it's like a
just-
fox. It's like a fox sanctuary or something. I just can't remember what the name is. But she basically just runs, her own non-profit fox sanctuary in her own garden, but except massive garden with loads of foxes. Just because she likes it, and her entire thing is funded by her social media presence, her YouTube videos, and everything else.
I mean, that's really smart, honestly.
Yeah, and it works.
Actually would
'cause
have
you've
a
got really
garden of
cute
dogs.
animals with you at all times. So
I want a
Um,
garden of dogs to eat.
you want a farm? You mean?
Yeah.
when you say you've got a puppy farm, you mean something entirely different.
Yeah, I want a puppy farm and a Moodang farm and a Pesto farm. Thank you, guys.
And a
I had
cheese
this discussion
farm.
with. Well, I say I had this discussion. It was more me commenting at him and him thinking I was weird because I said, "Well, you can't eat Moodang. He's all muscle, so he'd be stringy." I was like, "Wait, what?"
There's some chunk in there.
No, they're all muscle. Those animals. They just look fat, but they're really. I saw a thing the other day which was animals without their fur, and a lot of them with like feathers and stuff.
They look
and
so
you-
strange.
Somebody shaved a gorilla, and he looked just like he was the bodybuilder without any like extra help. That guy was ripped.
Shaved gorilla? Shaved
So-
gorilla.
I was gonna ask. This comment made me laugh, but I would like Disparu to read it because I feel like it would sound much funnier if Disparu reads it.
I don't know how to read things in Tardo though.
You got this.
I don't. 'Cause
I can do it.
other people read it in a certain way, and I don't.
Chong girl, retarded squirrel, and spaghetti dwarf. Since it's
Spaghetti
spooky
dwarf.
month, do you guys know the Merkins? They make great horror parodies of songs with horror icons. Can really recommend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've never been
I would
called a
have just read
spaghetti
that
dwarf before. I think
as
that's.
me.
I'm gonna identify possibly. That's one of my things. A spaghetti dwarf.
Oh my god, these are the
What?
most jacked animals ever. Oh my god. Yeah,
What?
these shaved gorillas.
Holy freaking crap!
Yeah, this is
Why
what I
would
mean.
they shave them? Aren't they cold?
Wait, this is a chimpanzee. It's not a gorilla, but still.
Well, I think all monkeys and everything will have the same thing because like this is one of the things people don't realize how dangerous they are. They can literally rip your arm off without even
Yeah.
trying.
That he's deezed.
Yeah, this is why they can just hold on for like as if they're nothing.
Look at his thighs. This guy here.
Yeah.
Holy.
And this was an entire video of just shaving random animals or taking the fur or like feathers off random creatures to see what they look like. But that one was just like, no, I look better.
Wow. Yeah, I ain't messing with those chimps or gorillas or whoever. Don't matter.
No, this is always the thing. People, they just eat bananas and stuff, but nobody realizes how dangerous they are if they wanted to be.
Dang.
See, that's always the thing. As a bloke, you have a running tally in your head of like animals that you think you could take in a fight. And I always remember as a kid.
Kangaroo, Disparu?
There was what? Oh no! What was it that somebody said about kangaroos? That kangaroos are just deers that are gone to prison, and once you see it, you can't unsee it, and they just come out like hench, like really.
Kangaroos,
really
they're a deer that's gone to prison. I mean, yeah, I can see it.
There was a video of it, and yeah, it's like they just walk around on all fours, and then they go to prison. But I always remember there was.
Thank you, MTV Steve. Saucy potatoes. That's us, except for Disparu because he has a thing against potatoes. All right, go ahead, finish.
They're not.
Thank
It's
you.
not food. There was a blind person came around to the house with a seeing eye dog, and that dog pinned me like because it's like normally at work and stuff, loads of energy. So when it was unleashed, I was playing with it, and then at one point it pinned me to the floor.
No,
and I just remember in like a friendly way, but because I was I just remember being on the ground pinned by this dog thing. There was absolutely nothing I could do to it if I wanted to.
Oh
like
my
there's
God.
no way I could stop it.
No.
And that was the first time I ever like realized the power of just a big dog because it was the first time I just poof, and he was like,
They got some muscles.
Yeah, fair enough, dude.
Did you ever see the Bill? I forget which one it is. The Bill Burr stand up when his wife adopted like a pit bull, and he was like, I don't want a pit bull in my house, like whatever. And then he got really close with it. He's like, I'm sitting there having conversations with it, like, how do you get those muscles there? Like, because they're just like,
oh, my pit bulls are strong.
I've had a few run-ins with dogs. I was on a farm once before and got rounded up by sheepdogs as well.
Oh,
I thought it was funny because I learned to initiate their like their prey instinct. So I would they'd catch their eye and then I'd just start running and they'd immediately kick into gear to round me up. And then one day they got the better of me and my mum always tells the story of I just heard, Mom! It's just like both dogs have pinned me in the corner and I'm there just like standing there and there's nothing I can move. Yeah, and they're kind of like, look, to them, they've just like achieved something amazing by pinning me in this corner and I'm like,
oh my God.
I don't know what to do here.
I want to meet these cats and kitties and doggies and watch them play. They're so cute. Thank you for sending me this, Disparu.
Oh, I've got loads of those. I see them all the time. Like I say, my feed is like full of that kind of stuff.
Disparu is actually like a wholesome little marshmallow. You wouldn't know it online.
Well, yeah, this is the other one. It's like completely aggressive. Would 100% eat a person if they had the capability.
Yeah, hippos in the wild, like the big ones.
Oh, they're scary.
This little thing, I'll poke its little rolls, and then it'll probably bite my finger off.
You think that's cute? It's actually trying to kill that person. It just completely lacks the ability. That I would eat you. I want to eat you.
I also think that lion cubs and all that stuff, they're cute, but I wouldn't want to pet one when it grew up.
In Mudang's mind, it's just a 24/7 metal track, and it's just like, I'm going to eat you all one day. I will rule the world.
Can you imagine? 24/7 metal track. Amazing. Rawr.
People are so cute.
You know what? We should create a band called the Metal Squirrels. And just fight against Gary.
Ian, you are gonna make
Mudang's gonna go after you, Ian. Okay, Mudang's gonna kill you.
You just offended.
Mudang will rule us all one day.
Mudang is like Thanos. You don't want to mess with Mudang.
I just like that Mudang is so powerful. A random Scotsman has had enough of him. It's like this tiny little hippo in a small place in the world has managed to piss off somebody that much across the other side of the world.
And like they wear skirts, so like they have nothing to like be pissed
That's
off about.
true. Moden could do some proper damage.
Ah!
And real quick though, Raider coming in with a 5931 bomb. Thank you, Raider.
Damn.
Fitty.
There's gonna be
Paint
a
the
new
town
one.
red, Raider.
We
Paint
have
the
a
town red.
and with 10 gifted subs.
Thank you, Raider.
Thank you.
Saucy.
I feel like we don't play enough clips because we get all like
Do I have
excited
to say-
and just
As he donated twice, should I say the second half of that?
what?
Wait, what's the
comment?
second half?
The second half of that comment is paint your wife white.
Oh,
Excuse me?
excuse me, sir. You should have seen what happened last week. You left me alone with 2 boys, and clown sex became like a subject. and I was
Clown set.
I can't
It
even
was
remember
Dan.
that.
Okay.
It
Why
was
don't you relate
Dan.
us the story? 'Cause I
So
can't
what
remember.
happened? I want to hear.
I think 1 second, 16-bit, real quick. Thank you for the $5 super chat.
Oh no, I do remember. Yeah, because I kept trying to
No.
talk about Left 4 Dead for ages, but you and Dan kept talking about clowns,
No,
and I'm
it
like,
was-
I just want to talk about
no.
Left 4 Dead, where you can go, ha ha, and is that?
Still the best
That's
NHL
all I wanted
ever.
to do for 10 minutes.
Ahoy, Wicked, X-Ray, Disprue, and chat. Holy God, those are some rip
Oh.
monkeys. Yes.
Oh,
bye,
Elgato.
Disprue. The-
Well, no. What's
the
happened is my
Matrix
camera
got 'em.
overheated because I forgot to turn the fan on.
The
Matrix
fanny
got
on.
So,
Disprue.
I'm gonna have to leave the fan running for a few seconds to cool it down and then turn it back
You're
on.
fine. You're fine. So I don't remember how it started. Yes, you were trying to talk for Left 4 Dead, but I think Jay was in the chat, and then they were talking about how they send each other like fart stuff. Dan and him like fart reels, and he said something
So
about
classy.
like that. I know it's just he left me alone with the boys, and I was just they took over the stream. Basically. Talking about weird
As
stuff.
men tend to do, you just leave them
Yeah.
around women. They take over the world.
Fine.
It just happens.
It's fine. They're like so harmless. These boys. Clown sex is not the worst thing they could have talked
Yeah.
about.
It's
To be
true.
fair.
That's the thing that what was it? Was it Lady G?
Down by
Like,
another dog.
There's a lot of people
Sorry.
that don't realize that guys change how they speak when a woman's around. So
It's
anything that you
so
think that guys
true.
talk about is the lesser version, the
It could be
chilled out
worse.
version of what guys talk about. Oh no, it's not
It's
just it
way
could be worse.
worse.
This is the bottom rung of what they're. This is as good at like their best behavior. It's essentially.
So what I'm hearing is Disprue is on his best behavior right now.
Well, it's more like the more one of the lads you become, the more you will see their true behavior. But even then,
Oh.
you'll never really see it.
It's so true because I feel like I see it with like the boys on FNT sometimes. Like they forget that Christy and I are there. But like you said, even then it can still devolve into more degeneracy.
I mean, FNT is probably limited by what's YouTube
The
acceptable
TOS.
rather than
But I'm
anything else.
talking about the pre-show when people are just chatting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that
Yeah.
no one's
You know exactly what I'm talking about, Disprue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, a peek into the male minds. Maybe that's
Well-
why I'm so saucy.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's like this is why it's so crazy when people get offended that you start talking about the differences between men and women. Like, nobody knows they exist. Like, women will, oh, so like your hair. And then she'll leave the room. I can't stand that cow. Like, that's the way women are. Whereas guys will literally talk to you.
Some.
I can't stand you, blah, blah, blah. You're always like this. It's like, that's the best bloke I've ever met in my life.
No,
It's like,
boys-
we are entirely opposite.
Their love language is dissing each other. I saw a
Yes,
funny
men bond by
video.
basically put downs and taking the piss.
Yeah. There was a video where a guy was, I guess the grocery store guy was trying to keep on picking up what was coming next. And the guy was just like, snatch every time he tried to pick it up. And then the guy who's filming is like, they're going to be best friends soon. It's either
Remember-
that or they'll call each other Karens.
I had friends that used to do this to each other. They would take their beers and like put it down real hard so that it would start fizzing up. They'd come on, and they'd have to hurry up and drink it.
Yeah.
They did-
Or
God,
if
it
you're
was just
holding
like
a
the
bottle-
entire night, every time you set your beer down, I'd be like, ah. So they would
Yeah,
grab
if you're
it.
holding a bottle, they could just smash the top of it with their bottle immediately.
Yeah. Boys do silly stuff.
Dildo,
Mm.
I see you there, and I am still innocent.
I'm
Wait, I
not
wanna
sure that
see,
you can say
so-
both of those things back to back.
So right now, the poll that we put up, who made the stream title tonight?
It's a good job you were looking at the camera rather than dildo. I see you there. I'm still innocent.
Oh my god! No, I meant dildo shaggins in the chat.
I know, but that's not how the clip seemed. When you're looking, I see you there, dildo.
I see you there.
No,
it's just like
I'm on stream. All right,
like I just have one behind my camera the entire time.
Yeah, they always say speak to your audience.
In the chat that YouTube took down Jeremy's PA stream. Was he streaming because Trump's in Butler, PA again? So YouTube took his stream down.
No,
Wait,
was it because he was stream sniping the?
Well, he does that a lot though. Like he did it for the.
Yeah, but it's like with trailers and stuff. Some people
depends.
don't claim their trailers, other people do.
Yeah, so depending
some
on
news reports, especially at the time that they're broadcasting it.
Oh, so he's watching a news channel? Okay, because
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
All I know is what you've just said.
Someone said not in the commentary, I believe. Oh.
There we go. See, that we were kind of right about that, I suppose. So.
Oh, okay.
Well,
it still sucks though. Like, I mean,
you have to bear in mind the YouTube rule. The way I found out that you don't get hit is I literally talk every 4 seconds. Well, you can't do that in a live stream. It's physically impossible.
Bless you.
And then you're missing the live.
Well, exactly. Like if you are reacting to something, most of it will have to be the thing, and then you will have a section where you talk about the thing. And especially if it's happening live, where you don't want to talk about the other person, because people are trying to listen to that as well. It's tough. This is why the whole copyright system isn't really fit for the purpose of today. It was made for like books and.
You okay, extra?
I was just reading something.
Oh,
like really funny in chat.
Oh.
I'm assuming it was by Mr. Dildo.
No.
I do talk every 4 seconds. What are you on about?
Check
my entire video.
Chat.
How do you think my review system came about? Because I needed to talk every 4 seconds about a clip, otherwise it'd get copyrighted.
Sorry, guys. Behind the scenes drama. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not drama.
It's not
I was just laughing. I'm just laughing. Something I read.
I don't know. Emilio gifted 5 subs. Thank you, Emilio.
Thanks, Emilio.
Miles became a member.
That says he falls off a cliff.
Emilio. You need to watch Night at the Roxbury. I'm tired of both of you not seeing that movie. You gotta.
That's what it sounds best. No, Emilio's
name. And Market Reality also gifted 5 subs. Thank you guys so much.
Oh,
yes.
Oh.
Because I'm worth it.
That was technically like our first stream. I just realized that one was from a Wicked's World. So that
I still think the thing that makes these clips is X-Ray Girl's reaction to them. Like
yes.
Yes. It was like
she's your hype woman.
Yes. That was really bad hand movement. I just realized.
I'm joking.
I didn't see it, so you're lucky.
Well,
I was too busy looking in my cup to see how much whiskey I had. True story.
It's got to refill it already.
You know what? You should get
no. Unironically, yes.
You'll be able to see it in its entirety.
Oh, you know what? I'll be right back. I have a glass. I can
but then
see
people will see how much I drink and then think I've got a problem.
I'm gonna put my beer in it because it's a spooky cup. I'll be right back.
Oh,
no, I did used to drink out of it was a 9. Well, I think they resell it, but 9 Line sell a whiskey glass which has
is it the
like
bullet?
a bullet in the side. Yeah. My issue was I put ice in it and I dropped it from a bit too high and it smashed the glass. It's not their product's fault. It's entirely my fault. But I did literally. I heard a noise. Didn't know what it was. Sounded horrible. But I looked and couldn't notice anything. So I put whiskey in it, carried it back, and then it's leaking. I'm like, wait, what?
No.
And then there's a massive hole in the side. I'm like, oh, don't know how I didn't see that before.
The bullet.
I got a spooky.
Oh,
cup.
that looks so cool.
I know. I'm like, let me use it. I'm gonna pour my beer in it.
That might be the first time in the world that
Champagne
beer has
glass.
ever been drunk out of a glass like that.
A champagne glass. It's a little strange, but you know.
Well, because every single guy that drinks beer would just drink it out the bottle.
Well, I'm a classy lady.
Wait, it depends if a woman has ever had a need to drink out of a champagne glass beer before.
Well, the next stream,
she just likes the glass.
The next stream, I'll put some prosecco in it.
The weird thing is
I love prosecco. So good.
It kind of looks Halloweeny because your camera makes it look black.
It is.
Your beer looks black though.
Wait, it's a black beer?
No, it's stout.
Oh, okay. never really had stout.
You probably would like it. It's pretty good, actually.
I like wheat beers usually, so I'm very fruity.
You'd probably like that because it's what?
Okay,
What
I'm
happened?
sorry.
Oh,
More
okay.
cute doggy videos.
Oh, it's kind of like.
Oh no, I've
Guinness.
seen that. Yeah,
Aw.
yeah. I also saw a video
Ian
of
gets it. I love Prosecco.
I think it was a sheep, and the sheep was like in a hole, and the farmer pulled it out of the hole because he's made like a big ditch up the side of the field, and the sheep jumps out and then just starts jumping across it, immediately falls back down the hole again. There was
Hold
another
on,
one
you made me think
of
of
like
something
goats.
I gotta share.
And it's
so
like
you
this is
guys
what it's like to
keep
live
going.
with goats. So one's drowning in the water bowl, and another goat is getting picked up and carried around by a donkey in another field.
I think I've seen that one before.
Yeah,
Goats
and
are
the donkey's still
weird.
like, hey, because I don't know. That's how donkeys attack predators. If a predator
Oh.
attacks a donkey, it bites him and just doesn't let go and starts like yanking. I saw a donkey try and take on. I can't remember what it was. The ear of something that it had bitten, some like big thing that could have just killed it, and the donkey just wouldn't let go. So it's trying to bite the donkey. It's like, no, I've got your ear now. You're
This
screwed.
You're
donkey
done.
sounds scary. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No,
I'm trying
thank
to
you.
find something.
Well, it's like
We're gonna be off topic
they
by
do
the time
like
I find
kids'
it. Oh,
donkey rides and stuff over here on the beach and things. I mean, I
Yeah.
had an arsehole of a donkey. It wouldn't move. It was supposed to follow the guy, and it went halfway to him and stopped. And I just remembered the movies. It's like, well, they just dig the heels into the thing and it moves. So I did that. It started cantering off after him. That was how I learned I could ride a donkey.
This will be this will be the last video. He just said that and then stopped. So there we go.
It was an important moment in my life.
Okay, so it says me and my husband went on a dog walk today, and it was a bit muddier than we expected.
Oh no.
Don't even fucking talk to me.
That's because if you talk to me, I'll start swearing at you, and you'll get annoyed at me. You shouldn't talk to me for your own good. That is what that means.
It's more for you than it is for me.
Yes, yes.
Raider, because Raider suggested these for 4334. Need Wicked to reveal both Warlock and Pumpkin. I like the Pumpkin a little bit more. I still have like 2 or 3 of those in there, probably more, but I decided to grab this one today, and they're good. They're really strong. It's funny because they're 8.6, and on the last stream I was like,
Yeah.
That's so
on
strong.
I know on the last stream I was like, Raider, why didn't you tell me you trying to kill me? And then he screenshotted where he told me they're 8.6, by the way. I was like, oh, okay.
You're gonna be drunk after one.
I know I can only drink one.
Yeah, because you were telling me about them last week, and I'd never seen a beer that was like
Usually like
8.6
5.
before.
I know.
Well, you're all the different. I think they used to be like 3.9. Then it was like the premium lagers went up to 5 point something, and that kind of became standard. I've never seen 8.
Yep. These are
Wasn't it rated though that? I think I remember like somebody was oh yeah, all beers I drink are 8%. It's like
It was Raider.
Excuse
yeah.
yeah.
I
But that's just standard for
Excuse
me.
sir.
He's just getting litty titty or something.
Litty titty. Andrew, thank you for the 2 pounds. Look up Travis chimpanzee. Do not look at the picture. Andrew, how are we supposed to do
How is-
that?
Thank you. I was about to ask the same question.
you.
How are we
I'm
supposed to look
scared.
something up but not look at it?
This Peru's looking immediately every
yes.
time. And Justin,
Yes.
thank you for the 5. Confirmed. Wicked and Extra Girl are holding this Peru back. How damn you.
Hey, it's
But-
not our fault. He
No.
is holding himself back on account of us.
I'm not. Well, it depends how much I've drank. I've
Listen,
drank.
he'll get
That's
there.
true.
Yeah,
That's
he's
so
he's
true.
getting there. He's already messing up. All we need,
no,
listen, when
I
Dan's
think-
here, he lets loose a little bit because he feels comfortable.
No, I think it could be more that decent men hold themselves around back. No, I've told both Wicked and X-Ray before. I wouldn't be doing this stream if I thought either of them were like going to get immediately offended at something I said. If I felt like I was walking around on eggshells or something, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, we can hang.
I
Yeah.
feel offended by this so much.
You got a new thing. What's that one that you got there?
Oh, my brother gave it to me. It's from an anime. What it is, I don't know. There's Asian letters. Does anyone know what this is? I don't know. It's like it's white duck.
I don't know.
Wait.
Kind of
The only
looks
thing
like
I
it
know
from
from over
Minecraft.
there is they made their own like Mr. Blobby, and it became way more famous than Mr. Blobby.
Yeah.
It's like a person in like a suit that does things with missiles and like falls down hills and stuff. Way more famous than anything else. But Mr. Blobby
Nuh-uh.
did it first.
He did it first. No stealing. Is this true? Ian's the only
42%
Scot
beer.
I know in here. Is this for real?
I mean, the Scottish
Alan
would
That's
do
That's
that.
not a
Sorry.
beer. That's like whiskey.
If
That
it
is
was
like
possible,
moonshine.
look, if it was possible, the Scottish would be the ones to do it. They know their
True.
alcohol. Like,
True.
whenever you, we have stuff over here, like, I can't remember, I think it was a slow gin or something like that. But it was made by monks. And there is so
True.
many things, like, so many alcohols around here that are just made by monks somewhere. They're just, like, sit in a hill, worship God, and make booze. Like, that is their life. Like, now I
what
could
else are they
understand.
gonna do?
Well, I could understand, yeah, if you make a vow of silence or something, or you're just gonna be like, well, we're just standing around here being
Hey,
spiritual.
if I had a
We
vow
need
of
some booze
silence,
in here
I
to
need to
spice
drink.
things.
I,
But
I need something in my life to make me
But then
happy.
you would actually
It just
say
seems like
something
all the
if
cures
you're
are made
drunk.
by monks somehow over here.
Monks know how to drink.
They don't drink, they drank. Thanks for the 50 pounds, Ian. I'm starting to think Disparu
That's
has never
proper money.
actually seen an animal. I once saw a donkey that was fighting a kangaroo. Turned out to be a deer on parole.
To be fair, in half an hour, I'll probably say that myself.
I'm
There's a difference, though, between talking about animals that I've seen, which are like squirrels and dogs and cats, and then I saw this video of this animal doing this crazy thing, which includes the entire world.
Uh-huh.
Like, well, no, the reason why my picture is a squirrel is because I said I could find anything on the internet. They said, I bet you can't. I bet you can't find a ninja squirrel, and I did. They chose the most weird thing they could think of on the internet, and it
Send them a
exists.
bigger challenge.
Of
And this
course.
was before AI existed too.
Well, exactly. And so, of course, we're going to have crazy animal videos, because you got every animal in the world doing crazy crap all the time. Like ninjas trying to kill Gary.
No, squirrels.
Ninja squirrels.
Are they Asian too?
I mean, depends how skilled they are.
Oh.
Oh. Well, Raider, thank you for the 17.
I mean, the more Asian they are, the more the
I don't know where
the
this
more
is better
dangerous
at
they will
going.
be. Yeah. The more danger he's in.
Southern Tier has some dessert beers that are 12 to 14%. Whoa.
I'm sorry,
so-
what on earth is a dessert beer?
I don't know.
If
but
you
the
can't
next
pour it
time-
on
the
ice
next time I
cream,
hang
it's
out
not a
with
dessert.
X-Ray- The
Oh
next
my
time I hang out with X-Ray
God.
Girl, we're gonna try them. We'll
We
find 'em.
need to do, you know how like there's root beer floats? Could we do that with beer?
Yeah, but
What's
should we do it with
root
these
beer?
ones that he's talking about? You never had
Do you mean
Oh.
ginger beer?
No, root beer.
I
You
don't know
never
what
had
root beer is.
You've
Well, I don't
never
know.
had-
How,
Root beer is
you
good.
call your stuff weird.
I think
I
you
don't
would
know
like
what root. You have to
beer.
tell me what root beer is
We-
for me to know if I've had it, because you
It's
call
like-
it different
How do
things.
you explain root beer?
I don't know how to explain root beer,
Is
but
it
it's good.
ginger beer? I mean, with the
No.
ginger root.
No.
We have ginger ale.
Like I didn't know you had two different types of cider. You have cider, which we have, and then you have hard cider, which we just call cider. So I don't even know what cider is over there, because we only have one type of cider.
It's like a fruity-ish version of beer.
It's soda pop. It's soda.
No,
basically.
hard
It's like a
hard
soda.
cider is their alcoholic one, but they also do cider, which isn't alcoholic, which isn't just non-alcoholic cider.
Oh, then I
They
don't
have hot-
know.
they have cider
that
and
must
hard
be an
cider.
American thing.
We
I
just
have no
cider.
idea.
What's What's
Sarsaparilla? Is that a
I don't
plant?
even know what sounds. It sounds like a pop singer. I think it'd be like he's about to go
Lady
umbrella,
Sarsaparilla.
There you go. That's just
under
for
my sarsaparilla, Ella.
alter ego.
That's Disfru when he is
Yeah.
drunk.
Yeah.
Sarsaparilla. Oh gosh. Oh, Mariscal says
Apparently,
cider thicker than
sarsaparilla is-
apple juice.
Apparently, sarsaparilla is a
It
tropical
is.
plant used in their history to treat conditions like arthritis.
All right, give me lots of root beer then. I want to prevent arthritis.
Yeah.
We don't
Really,
have-
though.
I don't even know what that is. It
Uh,
looks
root
like
beer is a
dandelion and
ginger beer.
burdock,
They
but I
taste
doubt
completely
it's the
different.
same.
Yeah. Thank you for the New Zealand 10 Red Queen paradox. It's completely different. Oh man, I want to give Disbrew root beer now. You
I
gotta
want
try
him
it.
to try
It's
root
not
beer
actually-
too.
It's not actually a beer though. It's more like
What
a
the-
soda.
Oh, this is the most American thing I've ever heard.
So
What?
it's great then.
The traditional method involves cooking a syrup. It's a syrup of molasses and water. Everyone else makes their beers from like fruit and fermenting things, and Americans are just like, what's the most sugary crap we can put? Molasses?
It's
Yes.
so yummy though.
It's
That's why
delicious.
no one else has made root beer.
Give me the root beer.
I love
all
root
day.
beer.
I love root beer. It's like my favorite pop. If
Oh
they
my
had,
god. Modern
sugar-free,
root
I
beer
drink it.
is usually made with carbonated water and high fructose corn syrup. That is literally the meme.
Fructose.
High fructose corn syrup or sugar, caramel coloring, and artificial flavoring. This drink doesn't exist. It's fake.
Okay, chat. Which is better? A&W 1, Barks root beer 2. Which is better? I think A&W's better.
Me
It's
too. I
creamier.
think A&W. Yeah.
Creamier.
My entire joke, whenever anyone references American food, is I'm not addicted to high fructose corn syrup, and you actually made a drink out of it.
Wait, there's also mug too. Sorry, Snorax said
Well,
that
mugs for
pretty good
3.
too.
Yeah. Looks
Mug?
like most people like
It's the
A&W
name of a
more.
root beer. Yeah.
Oh,
A&W
now I
actually-
want root beer.
No, you
float.
don't have a beer called Mug.
Yeah, no,
Mugs.
it's not beer. It's not a beer. Root
It's
beer
root
is more.
beer.
No,
It's
you don't
more
have
of
a
a
drink
soda.
called Mug. No,
Yeah,
over here,
it's
if
the
you're a
brand.
mug, if you like, you can take
Oh, God,
someone
here
for a
we go.
mug. You can take someone for a mug. Someone could be a mug. It basically
mean
means
like
like an
idiot?
idiot or a fool. Yeah.
Oh, I will drink mug all day long then.
Let's
It's
send
fine.
this
Yeah, it's
mug
like
of
I
root beer to
absolutely
Disparu.
I would get down on my knees and make it lovely for an idiot.
That
Is
and I
essentially
will-
what you're saying.
Afterwards, and then I will shake
Make
my
it
fanny.
lovely.
While he's you can shake your fanny and he'll
Wild.
shake his dong. You know.
I'm sorry.
This is why
Wicked.
when people call it a fanny pack, you're like, whoa,
The
what you
UP's
packing in there?
wild. We
It's
can
a
have
lot of
food,
fannies.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many are we packing in there, or are we just packing one full of something
all
else?
of them. All of them.
Yeah, but what are you packing it with? That's the problem. Like, well, I like to store my daily goods in there. I always put my phone in my fanny.
Your
That's the
daily
thing.
goods?
Oh, it's a prison pocket. I see.
Well, we would call it a bum bag.
Bag.
Stop.
Yeah.
That's
No,
actually
it's not a
really
fa-
funny.
No, yeah, you
call it
well,
a bum
no,
bag
that's the
and
thing.
call it a fanny
A
pack.
fanny pack is really funny over here. It's like, well, what are you putting in there? A phone? You're packing your fanny with your phone. Whereas
But
over
you
here it's
call
a
it
bum bag. Yeah.
In Aussie
Which is
land,
weird
the
because you
fanny is
wear it on the
not
front.
back.
Yeah,
I
you
think I
wear it.
remember
No,
this
you do
weird.
wear it on the front. It is a weird name, but it's got nothing to do with your.
What the
your
fanny
No,
arse, I
pack?
it-
We
suppose.
have those here.
Wait. That particular message was not even talking about fanny packs. I was talking
It was
about
talking about-
your
I
body
actually didn't
parts.
see the message.
Yeah.
I was just too
Um,
busy talking about bum bags.
Thank you for being a member for 7
fanny
months,
packs.
John Thomas. German beer, Patrizizer? Zizer?
Patrizier?
Now, if you drink more, you might be able to pronounce it
Okay.
properly.
Chug, chug,
Probably.
chug, chug, chug.
Yeah.
No,
No,
this is
no,
so
it's a.
strong.
Well, exactly. This is why you need to chug it, right? Because it's a German. It's part of the German language, which means you have to be
Yeah,
drunk in order to
Culturally
say it properly.
appropriation of
Mm.
that.
I'll be able to decipher it. Yeah.
It's like all German sounds as if they're all German sounds as if they're just about to punch you in the face, no matter what they say. So a German
Sorry.
saying "I love you" is like "Ich liebe dich," which literally sounds like they're about to assault you. Which I
Hey,
suppose
some
they
people
kind of
like
are,
that.
if you're lucky.
I saw Ian's comment that was like Raiders going in. Now I know what he meant. It's official. This brew is retarded. Thank you for the 23.
I like how you had to give that an Aussie accent to make it acceptable. to you.
Excited.
That we think that was Aussie. That was a New York Italian act. Okay, you know
I'm
what?
walking
Raiders comment.
here. No, it sounded
You're making
Australian.
the comment make more sense. That's all I'm saying. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Disparu.
This is the difference between a British person and an American. An American will apologize for dissing you, which is weird. Don't mute your sneezes. Do not mute your sneezes. I will not accept the muted
Why?
sneezes.
Why?
Sneezes.
Why do you hate me?
I'm asking. I'm saying you shouldn't unmute.
And just in case anyone's wondering, she really sneezes like that, like in real life. I never
No, she
know.
did it on FNT. Yeah, which is probably why she like muted.
Yeah, because then I got called out. Like, what the hell was that? It's just my sneeze.
I
You
just
all
said
Her
know.
sneezes sounds like little planes go. Pew.
I just said it's a pathetic sneeze because basically, if you're not trying to fire a lung out of your nose, you're not sneezing properly. The entire point is to expel stuff, and you're like, etu, It's like,
She's
well,
speak-
you're not going to
She
expel
Canadian
anything.
Jesus.
Maybe I am speaking French, A2. And you? And you?
Disparu, so it's
I'm just
confirmed that
communicating.
Disparu does the dad sneeze, like the
Well, no, exactly. That's a proper sneeze. You have to try and you're supposed to expel stuff from your body. That's why you do it.
I'm still exhaling. I'm
But
expelling.
It is funny. Well, you're on about speaking French like that. There is a Rowan Atkinson version of Doctor Who for Red Nose Day, and part of that whole sketch is there's an alien species that communicates by controlling their arseholes specifically. So they literally speak to each other
With their
via
bum
scent.
bags.
Via scent.
their tushies.
Oh, scent.
Yeah, they expel gas from their arse in a very specific manner. And there's a part of the, because it's for Red Nose Day, which is like it's a children's charity, so they do like comedy sketches
we do
and
that.
stuff.
We do red nose, like some
Yeah,
kind of red nose day thing here. You get the red nose when you go to like donate blood or something like that, or not donate
Oh,
blood.
well,
but
this is
it's
just for,
something
like,
at,
a children's
pharmacy.
charity. But a
Okay,
load
I
of
don't know what it
celebrities get
is.
involved and like film special sketches of their shows for it, and that this was a Doctor Who one. And so he
Oh,
saves
okay.
this other guy who's another Time Lord by farting at him to communicate because the aliens have no sense of smell.
Interesting.
It's like
It's
in
actually
a
an
scary movie where they communicate through their fingertips. He's like putting his finger in the guy's mouth and like they pee out of there, and he's like,
Oh, that just
You
sounds
remember
like
that in movie 3?
no, but that sounds like what was the Nanu thing? Didn't they communicate by touching fingers
What's
or
a
something?
nanu?
I can't. Was it Robin Williams that was in Nanu? I can't remember. I just remember they used to greet people by saying Nanu. It was really good. It was a really good show. But yeah, that anyone who's a fan of Doctor Who, the Rowan Atkinson comedy sketch is a legitimately good episode, way better than any modern stuff.
This one's for you, Disparu, since you were the one that looked up Travis the Chimp.
Yes, I did
You
look
for
it
the
up.
5.
I read the Wikipedia article, and I don't know why somebody said don't look at the pic. I'm assuming by pictures they meant the aftermath. I didn't. The aftermath wasn't on the Wikipedia page, but I do know what he did.
And X-Wing became a member. Thank you. Also, it was Mork and Mindy. I was looking for the cards that I have to show you on, but yeah, that was
Nanu.
yeah.
I think they used to
Thank
communicate
you,
by.
X-Wing.
They used to do something with their fingers, I think.
Brother. Oh, look at. Oh,
Hey,
hold
look.
on.
Hey,
That's
on you've missed all the best D&D content, I tell you. This campaign's been wild, but on this one, Mike said that he doesn't
X-Wing.
have lightning fingers, which I thought was rather disappointing. I expected better of him.
He's playing a man this time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You think he'd be
Yes.
better at it?
Yeah. God, Kiora was a
What?
crazy one, so
I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna drink
she
my
swung all
my
ways.
stout out
Yes,
of my
drink,
Halloween.
Wicked, drink.
Drink.
You know what?
Oh, she's put a pinky out. She's serious.
Wait,
the
hold
pinky's
on.
out. There we go.
Wait, let's all
Yes.
cheers because
No,
actually
you have to drink beer by the gulp.
No, because I'm gonna burp.
Do it.
No.
Can we cheers?
X-Ray Girl's been sneezing on stream.
So
It's like the
unclassy.
time of
How
year,
dare
I guess.
she- it's the sneeze and burp season.
Like, you have to sound
not
like you need
listening to
you're in
me.
a
I wanted to
medical
cheers.
emergency. It's like, achoo! Like,
Okay,
it should be
fine.
as loud
Here,
as
wait.
physically
I'm
possible.
gonna
Hold
try.
on.
No,
Don't
I'm not
try to
sneezing.
sneeze.
Trying to force yourself
Of course,
to sneeze.
no one
No,
can
it's like-
force
it's-
themselves to sneeze.
It's on the cusp. I feel it in my nose.
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my soul. Sorry, I don't know why that. Like,
I'm gonna
I
take the
feel it
sticker
in
off.
my fingers. I feel it.
No,
I'm sure those are the lyrics. There's-
Somewhere.
There's something about feeling it in his soul. Anyway.
I got a feeling in my nose that I want to sneeze.
I can't even remember what song that is. Just sprung to mind.
Okay, should we get to a topic?
Yes.
Yeah, should we
Look,
get
you know what
over
you know
with?
what the people are here for. It was in the
What?
title. You have to start with the
Boobs!
title.
So I
So
should
we
go
have to
strip.
start?
No, I'm kidding. I'm not going
Should
to.
we start with
I mean, the
Sydney
viewership
or
would go up,
Agatha?
so-
should we start with Sydney then? Is that what you're saying, Disparu? Also, let's see.
Start with the title. Yeah.
Also, X-Ray did win the poll. I'll keep it up for now, but
No
404
way.
votes, and you're at
No
42%.
How?
For some reason, Disparu's last. I don't.
Obviously,
I
yeah.
was
The
so
clue,
not winning.
the clue it was me was that it said the Roman Empire, and no woman has ever thought of the Roman Empire in her entire life. Men that think of
Gladiator.
the Roman Empire.
Hmm.
So I guess we could
Glad
stop
he ate her.
He gave it away.
Which
so now
one
I
in
gotta
Gladiator?
I'm gonna-
The
end the poll.
I can't even
X-Ray
remember his
won,
name.
but it was Disparu all along.
I can't remember the
Sorry.
actor in Gladiator. All I know is he
Which
threw a
one?
phone at
Russell
a
Crowe?
receptionist because it didn't work. Russell Crowe. I always remember the story when I was a kid that he was in a hotel and the phone in his hotel room didn't work, so he went downstairs to the receptionist and threw it at him. I'm like,
Classy.
all right. Yeah.
Classy.
I think that was
Okay.
around the time he did that Number film.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He did some kind of Number film
So,
where they tried to pretend he was smart, I think.
I guess we'll start with Sydney then, huh? Here we go. We'll do a couple things for the
Boobies.
For the,
Okay, so you guys are gonna have to explain to me because I missed the entire chat
What?
about this
Oop.
in this whatever this is.
what?
Okay, so
Oh,
the story is I saw the title, Sydney Sweeney is building an empire, and I just said you can't build a house on sand, but you can build an empire on boobs. And then
Yes.
that was kind of the start.
Yes. Can you make the words bigger?
Yeah.
Did you see a house? I remember there was a news article about the house that she bought, and I was amazed how well she's done
know.
in her career to be able to afford this house already. Because I knew she'd been in like 3 series of a Netflix documentary. She'd been in Madam Web,
She's
but
been
I
in
didn't know
White
she was making
Lotus.
this
But
much money.
she probably made a lot on the HBO show
White Lotus.
I don't know what that is.
Euphoria. Wait, Lotus 2? So
Yeah,
she was
that's
on
the one
2
I mean.
HBO
Yeah,
shows.
Sydney Sweeney bought a $13 million oceanfront South Florida mansion.
Wow.
$13 million. I'm like, I didn't know you were making that much money, love.
I mean, she doesn't
showed her
have to
boobs.
have that much money. She just has to have that initial equity and then
Have you
pay it.
scrolled through this article before you're scrolling?
It's not going to be naked. It's glamour. Would there be naked on it?
I don't know, but I would probably
if you're
check
questioning
first.
it, maybe screen it first.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the meantime, I've shared the article about like her house,
That's fine.
which was in the Mail Online. Literally 13 million oceanfront property with a wine room, obviously.
Wow.
A chef's kitchen, because, when you
You
reach
need
a
2
certain level of
questions.
wealth, you don't cook your own food. You don't order it from a takeaway. You order in a chef. That's what you do. And an aquarium? I'm
Okay,
like,
aquariums are dumb.
look at the house.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was that rich. Was kind of my because this was when was it? It was June. Okay, so June this year. A short time after kind of Madam Web and stuff. I'm like, I didn't know you were that famous and had that much money. Mind you,
You know what? The other
only
thing
part of her
that,
is famous.
The only thing that we're missing from this, obviously, on what she's done is her influencing
nice.
and marketing ad campaigns that she might have been part of that we just do not know.
I believe just before this, they announced that she set up some of her own kind of brand of makeup or something. She is doing her own businesses off the back, which is probably what the Empire thing
Hey,
is.
doesn't she have? I think she has her own production company.
7,000 square foot with a gym, game room, elevator.
Wow. You don't
It
need
looks
to
like
leave
it's
your
only
house.
on one floor. Aquarium, wine room.
I don't really
yeah,
like where it is, though.
No, it's like a weird placement. I feel like
It'll
It's-
flood.
I mean,
It's oceanfront.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, actually, yeah. But it just
It-
looks
it- they
kind of
do it for the
I don't
view.
know.
like
Yeah,
that,
I mean, I'm sure it's a
that
pretty
is not
view
going to be
looking-
as worth as much as that, just because that's got the ocean view.
Are those apartments behind her? Or does she
What is
own
this
that
guy?
Too? I
It's
know,
just
what's
like
going
a
on?
random bus.
It might just be a campsite. Who the frick knows?
I do. Can you
own
imagine
all
like
of that,
just
though?
camping there and you're next to like a $13 million mansion? You're like, yeah, I got this because I parked here in the middle of a swamp.
No biggie. No
I like this
biggie.
is next level. Yeah.
Aw, Ian's being a little sassafras in chat right now. Highlighting the pictures is next level highlighting.
Well, obviously, you have to know what I'm talking about. Look, I know Scottish people go through their life in a general sort of alcoholic haze, but everyone else likes to know what's being talked about.
Oh my goodness. I was trying to find the whole reason I pulled this article
Have you not
up.
found it yet?
I thought
No,
you were
it's-
screening
I
it for
literally did the
nudies.
entire thing
no.
to try and kill time.
No, we can put up the pictures, but I'm just gonna read the tweet.
She started acting when she
about
was
it.
11 and 12. Like, what?
Yeah, here.
Oh.
But she also owns her own production company, I think. And I'm pretty sure that was the company that did the movie. Anyone but you. So she's, raking in the money there. No, because she basically was. I pulled this up because there was a tweet, and then this was connected to it. She is getting angry because the paparazzi has been so just invasive that she's worried about her location, like where she lives and stuff, like getting leaked.
Well, to be fair, they did broadcast it in the news when she bought
Well,
it.
not just that, but like
Man.
I'm sorry, not her house, but like if she's at like a restaurant or something. I mean, that happens with everybody,
come on.
but it's
They
I
leak
mean,
that a lot of the
I was
time.
gonna say, isn't that what the Kardashians used to do until Kim got robbed in Paris, and then she stopped doing that? Like she used to leak her location, and then
You have to
Hey, listen,
remember,
I gotta find the tweet.
for celebrities, attention
on.
is money. And someone like, oh, it's so horrific. People are going around taking photos. Like, yes, that's what you
Yeah.
caught. Now, there are
Yeah.
celebrities who are really famous that you never see in any of these like photographs and stuff because
'Cause
they
they don't leak their
make an
stuff.
effort to not tell
not
anyone about
have
their
it?
personal life. Yeah, to not
Yeah.
tell people where they are. They don't court the press. If you start courting the press and the photography and using them, you can't complain when they start taking photographs of you. You don't want because
'Cause you've
you're
been
the one
using the
that wanted
system.
the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
either stay out of it or use them, like, to enhance your career. But you can't have the best of both worlds. They're either there all the time or none of the time.
Yeah, like this was. Hold on, didn't I? Okay, so this is what she said. She
Her
says
parents
paparazzi are
filed
going
for
to
bankruptcy.
they're
but
going
she's-
to extreme measures to get photos of her and are risking the safety by revealing her location online. Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah,
But I mean, like you said, it gets leaked. They leak it
Well,
themselves most of the time. So
I always remember there was a photo of Simon Cowell when he was famous over here because he did like the talent shows and stuff, which eventually went around the world. Like America's Got Talent came from Britain's Got Talent because it was his idea. He sold.
Yeah.
And there's a photo of him walking out of the ocean, holding his stomach in, and you can tell he's holding his stomach in. But he did it because he told the press where he would be, and so they took photos of him. And he knew the photographs were being taken, which is why he's holding his stomach in. And there's loads of things like that with the press. So the moment you start using them for attention, which she does on red carpets and so, I don't think you can turn that off.
It's a double-edged sword, and that's the consequences of doing those actions. And so you better reap what you sow.
I also don't think it's that big a deal. Oh no, someone's
No.
taking a photograph of me. Okay.
yeah, it's
And-
gonna happen. Especially like right now, she's a very popular celebrity. Should I play this? You think we'll get clipped for this? I mean, there's no music or anything. I don't think.
It depends how much you play.
Okay, we'll just play it without sound.
You're very
Does it
unlikely to
matter?
get clipped in like this smaller window with no sound, yeah.
I wish I could.
It's a shame you don't have like
I can't
if
fast
you
forward
ran-
it.
if you ran all this through OBS first and then ran it to StreamYard, you could mirror it. Then you definitely wouldn't get hit.
Do you think someone said the marketing team needs to raise it? I love how Drew completely thought the opposite because he said like a man or
So
a woman.
she's-
A woman
Selling?
100% made this because she has a line of like, here's some soap. This isn't for the but this isn't for you.
Like
It's
wood
not for
barrel
boys.
bourbon.
yeah.
It's for men. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, so the first thing is don't put your audience down. A guy doesn't like being called a boy, and you telling him that he can't have it doesn't make the man want it more. That is a very woman thing, to want something she can't have. The entire thing, like, it's a woman making an advert for what she thinks men want, but you can still tell she's projecting her desires into it.
Yeah. And she's what does she end it with? Don't be a dirty boy.
No,
Like,
if a
okay.
guy wrote this, she would basically be like, well, if you want, if you
If you want my
I would never
attention, use
accept you
this.
because I only accept men that use this. It would be
Yeah.
it would be how you can get me,
Oh.
not I don't want
It's
you.
like
Like
the
men
are
Axe
not interested in
commercials.
chasing a woman.
Like the X commercials.
This is why female romance doesn't work for men, because the entire thing of female romances is I get chased by two men. Nobody's
I do-
interested.
I
Men
do
aren't
think that
interested
that's
in chasing
still-
you when you're like, oh, well, I can't decide whether I want the good guy or the bad guy. No, he just wants you. And so the entire sales tactic would be, this is how you get me, if a guy made the advert.
I think it still worked though, because especially like younger.
Oh, it would
guys
work
and
because she's hot in a
teenagers-
bath.
That's what I mean. But yeah.
But-
See, look at Ryan Bucks. See, if you
Yeah,
work
but
on it.
it's still a woman making the advert. Like, you could have made it way better.
To be honest, I've
It was
smelled
better
I was at,
without
like,
the audio.
some kind of. It wasn't like a Comic-Con, but it was something where they had a booth up there, and it does smell nice, but it's definitely more like of a man scent. But it smelled nice. They have a bunch of
Smelled
different.
like battle and war.
It smelled like testosterone.
Yes.
See, I could sell the soap. Hit me up, Sasquatch.
It smelled like ripping a man's heart out with your bare hands.
Yeah. I just bought the company.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Well, if you're looking for, I got you. Need some sales. I don't know. All right. So now I guess I'll get to a couple super chats and then we will cover
it's
the
like-
stupid.
What was the movie? Hang on.
Agatha
There was a movie about the economic crisis, where people were buying houses and mortgages they couldn't afford. Basically, crashed the economy in 2008. There was a movie about it, and one of the ways that they managed to explain like quite complex and boring maths drama about mortgages was they got, I can't remember her name, the one that played Barbie. They got her in
Margot
a bath.
Robbie?
Margot Robbie.
Yeah, they got Margot Robbie in a bath to explain the maths concepts to the audience. This is legit. That's how you make a movie for men. When it's like something boring and dry that not going to be interesting, just get Margot Robbie to be in a bath and they'll just listen to it. They will just... And so that entire movie has things like that of when they explain really boring things, just putting a hot woman in it.
Yeah,
I can't
it's
remember what the
great
movie's
marketing.
called.
I will say though that
Works.
that was the first time I saw her commercial for that. She looked super stiff in that. I didn't hear what she said, obviously, but I don't know.
To be fair, so was the audience.
Right. Oh, and here we go. Don't worry, I'm not skipping any super
The
chats.
Big
This is
Short
relevant
was the
right
was the
now.
movie, I think.
Ian for 50, thank you. So I'm allergic to regular deodorants and I use Dr. Squatch and it is great. Their marketing campaign is brilliant and really funny. There you go. It works. I think
Ian
Dr.
is using
Squatch
it.
stuff smells nice. So there
Well,
you
I mean,
go.
I don't think I've ever seen a better marketing advert than Az holding a bottle of something called Dr. Balls and just spraying it on his face.
Oh, I remember that stream. That was
We didn't.
hmm
Sorry.
I've
Wait,
always remembered the...
you had a wiener joke?
What was the wiener joke?
Oh, it's too late.
It's too late. It's past. John Thomas, thank you for the 5. Extra girl, if you could get it. Our Erding Dunkles.
Erdinger Dunkels Hefeweizen.
This is what you need to drink more,
I
Wicked,
think
so then you
isn't
pronounce it.
I've tried it. I've tried Erdinger before. It's a very light yellow beer. There's a bar that was across the
I'm making
street
up my own jokes.
called Sin and
Making
Redemption.
himself laugh.
Well, I mean, if you
and
start
they have a
talking about
ton of
yellow beer,
beers.
what else am I supposed to...
Do you want to say the joke again?
No.
Dang it.
Darn it. Thank you for another 5, John Thomas. Disproves on Dr. Who.
I'm not sure how offensive things are by American cultural standards.
Well, we don't want to get you arrested, Disbrew, okay?
Exactly. Older doctor, a bunch of robots.
Over
or
here, they
something.
don't care about that kind of joke. No,
Hold on, I'll wait,
different...
because this is for Disbrew.
It's different jokes. It's the American ones we have to be careful with this. Americans are always like, oh, we can have free... No. There's a lot of things you can't say over there.
This one's for you, Disbrew. You go ahead and read it. I'm not going to get it, because it's Doctor Who stuff.
John Thomas for $5. It's off to a great start already. I feel like you've been with me my entire life. Disbrew. Saw a Doctor Who clip, old doctor. A bunch of I'm assuming it's of. A bunch of robots or something saved the Earth by sacrificing themselves. Flying into clouds and igniting them. Oh, yes.
Huh?
That was Peter Capaldi, I believe. I think... Yeah, the Cybermen, which would be the robots, would be... I think that's Peter Capaldi, where he's fighting Missy, who's the master, and she, like, recreates hell. I think that's the end of that one. There's a few ones where they ignite clouds. Like, there's ones where cars produce, like, a toxic gas and chokes the Earth, and then it ignites the smoke and goes around. But I think the Cybermen one would be the Missy episode, which would be where Clara's boyfriend was involved. I don't know the episode names. That's a Gary and Az thing. I don't have that talent.
He watches it and lets it just go.
Well, no, I don't know names. I don't know the names of people, episodes, series. This is why I'm always like, that movie where, and then I say the description, because I remember things by what happened, not the name. I never know names of things.
Diz the Jizz 69 for $4.99. Has anyone tried Victorian style absinthe?
No.
Basically, absinthe mixed with water dripped on a sugar cube. I've never had
Oh.
any absinthe. Is it absinthe or absinthe? How do you pronounce it?
Absinthe?
It's
Absinthe?
absinthe. It's
Absinthe.
I thought there was
it
an N.
absinthe. Yeah, I
It-
thought
there
that
is
was
an
how it's
N.
pronounced. Okay. Okay.
Well,
I've never
I-
had that before.
Yeah, there is an N. It's absinthe.
Absinthe.
There's
okay.
one of them is banned over here, though. I'm not sure where it's absinthe or absinthe.
I think the first time I ever saw that was in the Moulin Rouge movie when they're all like tripping balls. You've probably seen that. At least X-Ray had to have seen that movie, the Moulin Rouge one with Nicole
Oh,
Kidman.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah.
God.
I was always told it was banned, but many countries never banned absinthe, notably the United Kingdom.
X-Ray says it's the wormwood that's outlawed or something. Okay.
Oh, the one. Oh, okay. With the worm inside it. I don't know. I don't want to drink a drink with bugs in there.
Yeah.
No,
No,
thank you.
I'm good. Elaine of thank you for Elaine, thank you for the 10. Sorry, I just totally like had a moment
Eliani?
there.
Yeah,
Is that
Aliani.
Elaine? Eliani? I thought it was Elaine. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd like to say,
can
Wicked,
pronounce that,
you need to
Elaine.
drink more than you'll be able to
Alani.
pronounce things properly.
Probably.
Eliani of Hyrule. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I thought it was Elaine. I think I said- I think I said Elaine
You're too sober
earlier,
for this
too.
stream.
I'm not even
Sorry.
drunk and I love this.
Eliani, thank you. Hail, Wicked Virtue, Extra Girl, and Disparu.
Hail.
Dropping in from Jeremy's stream. The Trump rally was fantastic. Elon joining Trump on stage was my highlight of the night. I'll have to watch that back.
Nice.
Another great day for the memers, I'm sure. Sorry, Alani.
Eliani.
Eliani for saying your name wrong.
Eliani.
Eliani, I
I've
don't
always
know.
like the guy who puts satellites into space and is obsessed with sending humanity to Mars is also just like posting memes. Like he just, I like sending
Oh,
people
Elon?
to space. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like satellites, and I like memes. It's
He
a
is,
weird
like-
mix.
A very simple human being in a sense, you know? I can respect that.
Well, no, he is like an internet trash poster, to put it in terms that Wicked streamed would take. But he yeah, it's like an internet trash poster, but with money. It's like, what would you do? Well, you know, I just want to see if I can send people to Mars. It's just that he actually did it while posting memes, whereas everyone else just posts memes.
It's true.
I love memes. Give me the memes. Give them to me edited.
Raider, thank you for the
Not
I love
raw.
the random numbers 5137.
Give them to me when they're
Danny.
safe.
Thank you, Ian, so forth. How dare you have me agree with you? I feel dirty now, and I am going to need this to use my Dr. Squatch to go
Mhm.
clean myself. This is like an ad
Es-
for Dr. Squatch. this stream
Especially
right
after they painted the town red.
I'm
Oh,
just
it's-
imagining
It's a
Ian and
three-hole
Raider
day.
just like showering together and sharing their soap. You like
No,
Dr.
no,
Squatch?
at least they didn't drop it. This isn't
Yeah.
Joker 2.
didn't.
Oh no, I didn't watch Joker 2, but I heard about that.
You don't
I-
want
Oh
to. You do
my
not want
God.
to
Heard
watch
it's not
Joker
good.
2.
So
Wait.
so I haven't watched it clearly. Anyways,
You
but
don't want to.
Don't do
I
it.
was-
It's
I
not
said
worth
this-
it.
I said this before because I remember reading articles, interviews of the director saying that he didn't want to make another one, and I think there was even one that said he was like, if they force me to make another one, I'm not going to do well, or maybe someone. Had
I
just
have
said
an
that, I don't
entirely
know.
different take
But
on this.
I don't. I've heard that, you know, I think it was Jeremy Johns. I watched one of his like spoiler-free review, even though I don't care about the spoilers with it. And he said that it seemed like the musical part of it was an afterthought because we got Lady Gaga, so let's add music to it. Like it didn't like add to the
I think
story.
he's just a terrible filmmaker.
I liked the first one. You didn't like the first Joker? I loved the first
first one?
Joker.
I like the
Okay.
Joker bits of the Joker, but I think the Joker should be a comic book movie. He despises comic book movies. He thought he was an artist. This is a guy that made The Hangover. It's like pissing on
Oh
someone.
yeah, that's right.
Like
Forgot
there
that
was
he made The
absolutely nothing
Hangover.
artistic about the movies that you've made, and yet he's like, "No, I'm an artist. I'm above comic book hero movies." It's like, no, the only reason your movie was a success was because of comic book movies. That was the IP that made you. That was the only reason that movie was a success, and you hated it. And he said, "I'm going to make them watch a real movie. I'm going to slip the real movie in, and they're going to think they're watching it, but we'll just call it Joker while we're making a real movie." And what he hated, what he despised, is that the only good bit of that movie was the Joker bits. That's what everyone liked. Everyone liked the end. Every single moment that was memed from that movie was of the Joker. It was, you get what you deserve. It was all when he was acting as the comic book hero, which is the bit he despised. And so he needed to teach the audience a lesson. You do not like what I do not like. I made this movie to show you the error of your ways, and the second movie is just showing you the error of your ways. It utterly destroys the character.
Oh, it's so bad.
Every time he goes up to be the Joker, they crush him. And that entire gang scene is done after the Joker is at his highest moment. And the only reason it's his highest moment is because of Harley Quinn. She acts upon him. She's the one that makes him the Joker. He's just going to give up. He's going to be the government pawn until Harley Quinn comes along and makes him the Joker.
And then he's not the Joker anymore. At the end. It's really sad, honestly, that like the degradation of his character in that sense, but I didn't know that he was not going to actually be the Joker.
Well, I think the ending is worse than most people think it is, because the ending is the same guys which have ganged him. He walks past him at the end and he winks at him. And that is to show, I've done this to you. And then the guard calls him to go to a visitor and basically leaves him. He's walking really fast and he's like, come with me, and then walks off. At that same moment, his friend talks to him and says, no, stay with me. So that guy has a choice. Follow the authority figure or rebel, which we've told you shouldn't do. The only reason they ganged him is because they said, who do you think you are? Do you think you're the big shot? Do you think you're a celebrity? And earlier on in the movie, they're like, he thinks he's some kind of martyr. Do you still think you're like the big guy? And this is his choice. Do you learn the lesson that they were teaching you, that you should never stand up to authority figures? Or do you rebel? And when he rebelled, he died. The entire lesson of the movie is that you should not stand up to authority. You should do as you're told, or they will break you. It's a horrible message.
Well, I'm not going to see it then. Maybe when it comes to streaming, I'll give it a watch.
No, I wouldn't even do that. Do not give him that. Like, there were so many times in the movie that I wanted to get up, even like without the story. I love musicals. Trust me. I love musicals. Love them. But this movie was so bad. Every time they started singing, I'm like, can we just get on?
Oh, yeah, it was awful.
So that is a good take then, what Jeremy John said, that it was just like probably an afterthought, that they were like, we got Lady Gaga, so let's add some music. It didn't add anything to the story.
I don't think it was an afterthought. No. I think it's just... I don't think that he's like a big fan of musicals, and so he didn't know what to do them. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't well planned.
And you have to have like, I mean,
I think it's
Lady
more like
Gaga can sing, but you have to know what you're doing, and you have to have the proper, not just one person, but the whole cast that you're going to do this with. They have to be.
See, the actual musical numbers were fun, but it made no sense in the story.
Yes, yes. It wasn't well tied in. I can understand thinking they were an afterthought because they didn't tie into the movie, but I think it's more an unskilled person has Lady Gaga and thinks, well, what can she do? She can sing.
Let's do that.
So she should probably sing in the movie.
But all of that stems from the story, which the story in itself was really weak. So when they tie in and try to put these songs in, it's like, oh, I don't think the story... I don't think... This is the thing, I come at it from a different angle. I agree with the press that this movie was an FU to the fans of the first movie. I think they're despised. In fact, I think that the original press about the movie, because Todd Phillips did a lot of things in the first movie, after the first movie, about, no, I didn't mean this to be controversial. I wanted a real movie and we're just putting it in a comic book thing. But then a narrative sprung around that this was like incel violence and stuff. It's like, no, I didn't mean it to be provocative. I didn't aim for that. And I think he overcorrected. And he's like, no, I didn't mean it to that. So he deliberately destroyed anything to do with the character in this so they couldn't make the same criticism. He hated the Joker. He hated the people that liked the Joker. And this movie is meant to show you exactly that.
That's just so stupid then. Why didn't he make this movie and not use a Joker? It's the same thing that they do with freaking Star Wars. If you want to make the accolade about witches and stuff, just don't make it a Star Wars show. But you want to ride off the fame of the Star Wars fans, like, you know, fame, but you know what I mean? You want those fans to watch, you know, instead of making something original and different. So I just don't understand. I mean, I really liked the first Joker movie. It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen, but when I seen it, I liked it. I thought it deserved the hype. But if he really hated a comic book movies that much, then
No, he
why
said
didn't he
this.
just? I know it's so stupid though. It's like, and then he's mad that his movie isn't it the top grossing rated R movie, or
It
at
went
least
over
was?
$1 billion. Like it was a
Yeah.
massive. It was like a $55 million budget, and it made over $1 billion. It was
That's
massively
pretty
successful.
good.
Yeah.
Like no one can take away the success of the first movie. But yeah, he did interviews where he said that he pitched to Joaquin Phoenix that how about we just we make a real movie with a real budget and just call it The Joker.
Real.
It had nothing to do with The Joker. It was never meant to. He doesn't consider comic book movies to be real movies. So imagine you went through your entire life and the greatest thing that you're ever known for is the Hangover series. It's like, no, but I'm an artist. People just don't appreciate me. They think I'm known for Hangover, but I'm an artist. I want to be taken seriously. There's actually a really well-known trend where comics want to be taken serious. When comics hit, I can't remember if it's 30 or 40, maybe 35, they have a bit of a midlife crisis and they want to be taken seriously. Whereas actors want to be taken as comedians. They suddenly want to make people laugh and entertain them. And it's almost like that. It's like, no, I'm an artist. I want to show people what I can really do. And I think he hates comic book movies. He doesn't consider them to be real movies, but what people liked was the comic book element. And so he just destroyed it. He destroyed everything about the Joker. Like you say, he even made him not the Joker at the end. But every single thing about the second one is, you shouldn't rebel. You should do as you're told. If you do as you're told, you'll get a good outcome. If you rebel against it and you don't do as you're told, you get a bad outcome. It was utterly crushing rebellion, which is what the first one was about. This guy's been crushed, and he stood up for himself. And that's what people like. People want a story about a character, even when it's a villain, of him
Yeah, so I
actually
was gonna say, even though he's
succeeding
evil.
and growing. Like, nobody thought that the Joker in the first movie was a good guy. They knew he was the villain, but they could kind of sympathize with how he got there, and they could sympathize with the impulse that, yeah, a lot of people are annoying me on a bus, they attack me, and if only I could do this. So they can sympathize with the impulse and understand how he ended up on that road. But they didn't think it was a good guy. But there is something inspiring about standing up for your beliefs. There isn't anything inspiring about getting beaten for 2 hours and ganged and then killed.
Yeah.
It's depression.
And I
and
really
victimhood.
like in the first movie where this could have been everyone's story, but obviously we had maybe some friends or family or a certain person that like helped us. So if you could stand up for the little guy, which I think the best part about this movie was when the literally the little guy was like, you were the only person that, stood up for me. And I'm just thinking, dang, that was
that only made
emotional.
sense if you didn't see the first movie, though. Like
I suppose.
in the first movie, the little guy and a guy who's basically bullied Joker, he handed him the gun, which made him shoot the people on the train. Because I only watched the first movie after the second, so I only got the context of the second movie afterwards. But it means it's still fresh. So this guy had lent him the gun that he killed people on the train with. It kind of caused his issues. And then he immediately betrayed him and started telling other people that, oh yeah, this guy had a gun and he was trying to buy it from me. It's like, no, you gave it him. You set him up. You were the one causing problems in his life. So when this guy comes around to his house, he stabs him in the neck with some scissors. And the little guy's there. And he makes no aggressive move to this little guy. He's like, no, I always liked you. You can just leave. And he has seen his friend killed in front of his eyes, but he was never under any danger. He shouldn't have left any long-term damage or anything. And whereas in this, it's like, you made me feel small. It's like, no, it was a joke. You walked up to a door and couldn't reach the latch to escape. It was funny. And you were small, which was the joke. And if you go, it made me feel small, that's also a joke. And yet the movie didn't treat it that way. Because, you can't joke about small people.
Don't say that around comics.
Everyone takes the piss out of comics.
Now, speaking of small people, now since Dan okayed me to send reels, he gets a bunch of midget reels because of our topic last week about Freddie Mercury and the midgets. So you missed this. Okay, apparently, and Dan's, he wasn't lying. This really happened. Freddie Mercury would have like little people walking around with cocaine on their heads so they could just...
I wasn't surprised, yeah.
And it's for real. So now I send a bunch of like midget reels to.
Well, there's the
the
same
day-
joke about the church. How else do you expect them to read the Bible?
It's what? What? I don't get it.
You don't want me to explain.
No,
I don't.
don't
It's
do
okay. I'm gonna get some super chats. Biggles, you've been a member for 15 months. Thank you, Biggles. Since you brought up that scene, I must quote it. Here's a fun fact: you made out with your sister. Oh, what was that? Euro trip, right?
it. I don't know.
Big something like that. I seen someone mention Euro trip in the chat when we were talking about absinthe. So I remember. Mark of Reality, thank you for the 5. Sup, folks? What I miss? Quite a bit.
Animal videos.
Animal videos.
I mean, if you want
everything.
if you want a more succinct take on my take on the movie, I made a video about it where I
Joker.
yes, I can
Okay.
basically explain the
Well,
difference.
there you go. Go watch the video.
Jumping into super chats mid topic is kind of rough. It's
Yeah.
like, oh no, this.
No!
I was like, oh, we're talking about the
I thought we were
Joker.
done. Sorry. Go ahead.
Can we
Finish.
can we call it displaining?
Displaying? Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
never
I
mind.
won't
Well, no,
finish.
I
thought-
consider
'cause I
that to
had
be the
nothing to
same
say
thing
on
that I
it.
posted. I posted it on Twitter the other day. It was like, oh, well, some guy was mansplaining it to me. I was like, well, maybe if you're more intelligent, people wouldn't need to explain so much to you.
Ooh, snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah.
like-
Oh,
No,
why
go
do
ahead,
men
I
keep
thought-
explaining things to me? It's like, look, dear, if any man is explaining things to you, it's definitely not because you're a woman. It's because they think you're stupid.
I thought we were done, but go ahead. Finish talking about the Joker. I don't have.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. Like, 'cause I didn't see it, so
Oh,
I
it's
don't
all
know. I
good,
thought we
it's
were
all good.
done.
I will say
It's not that. It's more the fact that it's a really rough topic transition. And
That's
then
what I'm
so
like,
guys,
there was no,
hello,
like,
super
smooth,
chats.
like-
I'm like, no, this is about the Joker.
This is when we should have pulled up the animal videos.
I will say this. Overall, I think that this is a mishmash of a movie with great actors and actresses, great production, very visually appealing. A horrible watch.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with how it was filmed. There's nothing wrong with the plot from a like plot loophole perspective. You're not going to go into this and like have minor niggles. What you are going to have is it's going to make you
Overall
hate the
picture.
character. It's designed to make you hate the character because the person creating it hated the character. Harley Quinn is the lead person. She is the person that acts on him. She's the only person that makes him the Joker in this. And he comes to realize that the Joker was bad.
And
And
she also takes it away from him too, in a sense.
Well, that's because he doesn't want to go along with what she's saying. She's manipulating him for clout, essentially. She's using him so that she can go on interviews and stuff because he's famous. And so she's exploiting him the same way everybody else in his life has. But he kind of likes her, and so he's willing to be exploited in that way.
This is the power of the pussy, though.
Yes, 100%. And there's like scenes where it's like, well, was she actually there? I don't think it matters. I do think she was there in the cell, and I think she was manipulating the guards. I actually think that's why the guy put him in with her in the first place. I think she was getting with the guards. So
She was rich as well, so she could have paid the guards to do whatever she wanted. Which I mean,
I don't think she paid them.
Not with money.
Well, paid them in.
Yes, I think she paid them in kind. I think that's what the entire thing was about. It's
Well,
like she used herself to get what she wanted.
I mean,
like she did with him.
Yep. And that power of the,
Yeah, well, exactly.
parts.
But I think it all comes down to the end where it is like he had a choice. I think the entire thing is about submission. I think the first story was about that crescendo of being a broken person and strengthening yourself and getting stronger. It doesn't matter whether you're a criminal or not. The point was you could sympathize with his journey and he became stronger and a stronger man at the end. And so what the second movie needed to be was the comic book movie. It needed to be a full-on Joker comic book movie where he was reveling in what he'd become. And you could have had that ending with him still getting stabbed at the end. You could have shown that you can go on this criminal arc, but it always ends in a bad place, and people still would like the movie. But what he did was he replaced him with the Joker at the end of like reveling in it with a broken person right at the start of the first movie and went worse from there. It was just designed to kick you in the teeth. There was never an upturn done by the Joker. It was only done by Harley Quinn. And the only reason they did an upturn was so they could kick you in the teeth again. So that they could tell you that you should not rebel. You should do as you're told. Because no matter how bad your life is when you're doing what you're told, it's always going to be worse when they crush you when you rebel. And I think there's a societal message in there that they also intended. But I think the main issue is to tell the story that should have been, to tell the story of the Joker, reveling in being the Joker, he would have had to have told a comic book movie. And he hates comic book movies. He thinks that he's the real movie and the comic book is the afterthought. He doesn't realize it's the other way around. His first Joker movie was only good because of the Joker bits. His movie was crap. His original stuff was crap. His arty bit was crap. And his entire second movie had to be the movie that he despised. It had to be the comic book movie that he looked down on. It couldn't be artistic. And that ruined him. And so because of that, the only way he could save face is to throw everything out and be... It's not bad because I make a bad movie. It's bad because I don't want to make a comic book movie and I'm making it bad deliberately.
Which is so sad.
was an
Just don't
ego
touch
trip.
it. Don't touch it.
Yeah, but he got paid so much money. He had to
money
go back.
talks.
But he basically threw a child's tantrum and threw all his toys out the pram.
That's crazy. I had no idea. I looked at it like, I had no idea that he thought that way, even with the first movie. And I thought that he didn't want to make the second movie, but they were paying him, making him do it. So he's like, I'm going to make it bad. That's a whole different... No, I was
A lot
wrong.
of people think it's just the second one he didn't want to make it, and so he made it bad deliberately.
But no, he did it as an
I show the quotes where he hates comic book movies.
That makes sense. You really liked my first movie, so now I'm going to ruin the second one because that makes me mad that you liked my comic book movie. Makes sense.
Well, it comes across as spiteful.
Yeah.
The movie.
The heck is wrong with... We already know Hollywood is off the rocker, but what the heck? So that's why we get all this bad stuff. They don't want us to like it. That's why we get Agatha, and I'm kidding.
Well,
I think it's bad
that's a
deliberately.
different story. That is a different story. They really do think they're creating something special.
It's bad deliberately is cope.
In there. Huh? Oh, cope.
It's pure cope. It's like, no, I wanted it to be bad. It's the same reason like people dye their hair weird colors and then cut it like
Hey,
weird
don't come
shapes.
and X-ray
And then
like that. Excuse me, that's my wife.
No. You actually don't understand. I used to like.
I know.
There's a specific shade of blue that I like.
We talked in depth about
those.
this.
Yeah, exactly. I used to like all of this, but then they started ruining it. So before it would just be like, well, I'm going to look feminine, but I'm just going to dye my hair a color. Well, now I'm going to dye my hair a color. I'm going to grow my armpit hair out.
Signify
I'm going to cut my
else.
hair to like be really short, and I'm going to look as unfeminine as possible. The point is to try and make you look as weird and as like unwomanly as possible, because then it's not the men which are rejecting you. You're ugly deliberately.
So when they reject you,
I'm the one in control of my own life.
Yeah, this is my choice.
Yeah,
my body, my choice.
That's how the Joker comes across. I'm a bad movie deliberate. You don't dislike me. I made it trash deliberately.
Yeah, I spent all this money just to make a bad movie just for me.
Well, that's why I've always said that goths need a strong sense of irony, because you have to spend hours getting ready to look as different from everyone else as possible, just to go and be in a group that looks like exactly the same.
Yeah. I mean, it does take a... Have you ever... I know Disparu probably hasn't seen this. X-Ray may have. But there's like videos of goth girls getting like a clean girl makeover. And most of the time, some goth girls like mildly... It depends on how heavy you go.
I like goth girls. I've always liked goth girls.
I was going to say goth girls, there's a certain like point where it's like a bit too much, but some of them look really cute and like it takes a long time. But
no, there's only two types. There is the incredibly attractive goth girl, or the ugly goth girl. There is no middle ground of goths. It either works or it doesn't.
Girls that every guy seems to love. Yeah.
It was the same with scene girls and everything else, although scene girls is probably a bit more complimentary. But no, goths specifically was the thing that I made myself ugly deliberately, or I'm just incredibly hot. There is no middle ground with goth.
And you just
that's my issue. All of my tastes when I was a teenager just immediately went Californian. I'm like, this is horrific. Everything I like is now full of scum. Yeah.
It's
the
been
blue
subverted.
hair. So no. Like, all the attraction signals are like repulsive. Warning signals.
Repulsive. All right. Can I read super chats now, just bro?
Yeah, we're finished talking about this. Look, you were the one who was like, so the Joker was in the bathroom and he got ganged by 3 men.
I did
some super chats.
I didn't even know that happened. Okay, you know what? John Thomas, thank you for the 5. X-Ray Girl,
Speaking of getting ganged.
Oh my god. Is a dark wheat beer. German Weizen comes in 3 types. Crystal, very clear, Heffy. I want to say hefe, but that's like
At least it's not a heifer.
We don't like heifers.
Despru does not like
No.
those.
I'm like a bridge. I
has
have a weight
floaties.
limit.
Dunkles is dark. What?
The word
It was
dunkles
like
is
Twinkle's
so
face.
weird. No, I'm just saying dunkles is weird. What a weird word. Sorry, I'm not German.
Sorry.
Dunkles.
Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. When the fallout, oh gosh, I read this like an hour ago before Disbrew got on the Joker topic. When the fallout comes and there are only
I'm
a few
sorry for
shower
talking.
cubicles, it's okay. I forgive you. You guys are going to be jealous when me and
So
Raider are
American.
occupying one shower.
You guys
and
have
Raider-
fun, you two, with your
with
squat.
your soap, with your
soap.
squat. Have fun with your squat.
Yeah.
When the
your
squirrels come, then
Sasquatch.
you'll be like, I wish I'd defended myself.
Andrew, thank you for the 2 pounds. Has X-Ray paid off her squat? She owes chat. I'm sure because she goes to the gym.
Wait, did
all
you
the time.
end that stream owing chat?
Oh yeah, did
Yeah,
you?
I
well,
saw.
okay.
I think Psycho posted a clip where it went up to like 135 squats or something.
No, so apparently I did 588 squats on that stream.
Wow.
Oh, because
Nice.
he clipped
I'm
it just
impressed.
after. I think there was like, was it a $250 or $500 essentially membership donation?
There was a 50 membership donation, and
Yeah,
then
there
a
you
couple.
go.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
bad. And then I about wanted to cry because I was like, oh no,
Oh,
I gotta
know
do
my
250.
You know my favorite bit about that clip is you've gone, okay, so that's like 350 squats or something. Like you worked out yours, and then in the background you just see a Tugs go, I'm gonna do 5 squats. It's like, wait, what? it was the complete unbalance. You're like, oh no. I'm gonna do 5.
It's a great clip. Yeah, no, I owe 75 still, and my legs hurt. So
Oh wow.
F you.
Wait, still? I feel like I saw that clip like a week ago.
It was from Tuesday, so yeah.
Well,
no, yeah, the power of the squats, and he did almost 600. Yeah, jeez. Ian said, "Love that mongoose. It's called Psycho, and he's literally the nicest man on the internet." I know.
It's
he does.
psychotic mongoose.
It's
I
a
think he calls
weird
him
name,
Psycho,
right?
though.
Because there have been times where I've called him Mongoose because I've looked as like, can I really call him Psycho? And in the end, I just defaulted to Psycho. It's like, well, it's his name.
Down for it. Hey, there's psycho in his name. I think you're allowed to call it as a nickname.
Yeah.
I think shortening a nickname to the first name is normal.
Market
picked
Reality
it.
says, "Okay, don't think I'm going to see Joker 2." Same. Thank you for the 2. It doesn't seem like worth it at all.
A lot of people are more complimentary than I am with it. But I watched 2 followed by 1 almost immediately after each other, and
Oh, okay. So you're like, okay, this one's all right. It's pretty good, and then
look, I mean, obviously, I'm going to think I'm the most accurate, but you know, you can.
you're gonna think your opinion is the correct one.
Yeah,
I mean, people tend to do
agree.
that. It's
Well, the thing
normal.
is, I agree with the corporate media that would also hate me at the same time. The same ones that hated YouTubers are the same ones going, "No, I think this guy hates the audience." I'm like, "Yeah, I think he does." That's the way it came across to me. It's spiteful, deliberately.
Do you want to read this one, Disbrew?
Olga for $3. They're not breasts, okay? They're Dalek bumps. That's true.
But which were we talking about at this point?
That's from the same Christmas special with Rowan Atkinson. The master in that series is a bloke. I can't remember his name, but he's pretty famous over here. And he gets resurrected by the Daleks. So they resurrect him with those like bulges on their armor, but they put it on him as if like there. So he's walking
On the
around like this
boobies.
with the Dalek orbs. And they're like, "Oh, I see you got boobs." It's
Screws
like,
old
"No,
boobs.
they're not. They're not those. They're Dalek bumps." It's like they can transmit gamma radiation or whatever he says. It's on YouTube. It's incredibly funny. It's great. If you like Rowan Atkinson, it's well worth a watch.
Okay. Andrew, thank you for the 2 pounds. What type of crockery does Disbrew have? Displate.
I'm not sure you want to eat off a display. Isn't that the magnetic wall thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was supposed to be a joke on. Anyways.
No, I get the joke. I'm
Aw.
trying to wake out that I correctly
Okay.
understand the reference.
Can I show you more videos? Thank you.
Yeah. course. Aw.
Is that it?
It's a kitty
Oh,
with heterochromatia.
we need a palette cleanser after this.
Heterochromia. Wait, is it?
I have so much more cuter videos than that.
Oh, whatever. All right,
I
trying to
was
one
like,
up me.
I was expecting more.
It's
My
not cute
animal
enough,
video
extra girl.
should
What
be
the
the animal
hell?
video.
He's like, I got better puppy and kitty videos. 'Cause that's what he does. What's this one? Oh, this was the squirrel one again. I was gonna say, what do I have? Here we go. You know what? I got one. Might have sounds though. I don't really look at. I kind of am on Twitter, but the real stuff is more on Instagram for me. So that's why they're all gonna look like this. So. Oh,
yeah.
What?
Oh, it's so cute.
So yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
a
maybe don't
kitten.
attack your frog. I mean,
Leave little bro alone.
yeah,
We
exactly.
needed a
Poor
palette
little
cleanser after
frog.
Joker, so
That-
animal videos it is.
That clip should have ended with the frog diving at him and eating his face. That's the
Hold
only
on,
way that should have ended.
One more chance to be like, this is a good one though. It's the monkey Zoolander. Everyone just watch.
Oh my
See?
god,
Yeah, he's showing how fertile he is.
that's his fanny.
No, it isn't.
Oh, I thought it was, someone said. Did someone say that was? Oh, Mike Sarah. I'm like, I thought because of the fro. They're like, it's. You know what's cuter than kittens? French maids. I'll see myself out.
Okay,
Mike.
I found
Hi,
the video of
Mike.
the
Hi,
dog
Mike.
attacking I found the video of the dog attacking kittens. I'll just put it in the chat. That was the one I referenced earlier. But this is
Oh, that's
literally
shit.
just like, for some reason you've got 3 kittens who are like, I can take that dog. I can definitely take that dog.
Wait, I don't see this link. Am I
don't-
crazy?
It's in the Saucy Saturdays chat.
Oh,
I
okay,
was
that's
looking in
why.
the private chat. Yeah.
Dogs. Oh, yo, baby.
It's literally like, I'll take you. He's like, no, you won't. No. I will, I'll take you. No. No, the best bit is, I think it's this bit. One of them runs at him and he like stomp. No, okay, this one. The first one. There you go. He's like stomp.
Aw,
That cat is like, what the hell just happened to
I'm
me?
too small for this, but it's fun. I love
Listen,
you.
I understand why dogs run from cats, especially like bigger cats, because they're pretty
Oh,
vicious.
it's their claws. 100%.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They go for the eyes.
Mhm.
Oh,
Like, have you
where
ever
it
seen that
hurts.
video where a guy is dropping a cat on a kitchen surface and he goes down for like 10 inches, 5 inches, 1 inch, and it just flips so fast you can't see the camera watch him flip. And then he just gets a dog and he holds it like 10 inches, bang! It's like this dog doesn't even react.
He's
there
so
is-
cute.
There's no way a dog can beat a cat because of the reflexes. Cats can like beat a snake bite. They know it's coming and smack it
The
on the face.
speed. Yeah.
Yeah, dogs have terrible reflexes.
Oh my god. Absolutely. It's like that video where cats, you can drop them. You shouldn't do this. Like, drop them onto a nice soft surface. But you can drop them pretty close to it and they can like flip. But
That's what the
dogs
guy did,
don't
yeah.
have that.
Well, it's because cats socialize themselves. Cats were the ones that decided we want to be part of human society. So they were the only, as far as I'm aware, they're the only animal to have ever domesticated themselves. Whereas dogs were bred. So we bred all like the killer instinct out of them. Whereas cats still retain all the animal instincts because they still got them brood on their own. Just walk out into the wild and do whatever they want. Just they then come back to get fed by us.
See,
Cats are essentially the most intelligent people on Earth because they worked out how to exploit us and we let them.
I saw a video that was like, I feel bad for Chihuahuas. They like went from this beast and it shows like a big wolf to this, and it's like a little Chihuahua
Yep.
in a sweater.
Don't
Well,
talk
this is
about my
the-
dog like that.
This is why you have such like
They're
difference
cute.
in intelligence of dogs because some of them were just bred for intelligence, where others were bred to look tiny and cute. So you do have like sheepdogs, which round things up by instinct.
Yeah.
And I think golden retrievers and Alsatians and stuff are supposed to be really easy to train. But then you'll just have pugs, which are the genetic dead end, who only
all have
exist
asthma.
because
They
like
can't
Like, the only reason pugs exist is because women are like, oh, he's ugly and that makes him cute. That's the, like,
Yes.
these are literally the genetic leftovers of everything that shouldn't exist.
Yes.
And like,
They're so
I
adorable.
want him.
The story of my friend in high school, she had a pug, and this thing was what you would think like it could always
A
just sound like
snorter.
that. And I always would like make a bed on the floor in her room, and for some reason her mom like would not let us sleep in on the
Okay,
weekends, and she would just open the door and the pug would come in and go right for my ear because I was on the floor, so I always woke up to like a wet ear, and I'm like, freaking thing
It
off.
probably doesn't know the difference between that and like a door. Like, the pugs are just that stupid. They're bred with such low IQ and such many like medical problems. They probably don't even know they exist. They're just going through a miasma.
I hear my mom's Yorkie.
Yeah.
She's impossible, but very cute creature. Aww.
Yorkies are like dinosaurs put in a wrong body. They will just attack anything. They're literally like the same thing with terriers. Terriers are like that big, but think they're that big. It's like, but if you look in the private chat there's a squirrel video which I've seen multiple times, and now this is a squirrel pretend like at some point this squirrel's been the victim of an accident, and he realized I actually get attention and food when I've been in an accident, and so this is him trying to replicate. Yeah, this is him replicating the victim identity which got him the benefit.
Maybe he should get some blue hair as well.
You're
I'm
not
just saying.
playing it. Oh, yeah.
I
would
got
use
yelled
it,
at.
yeah.
You're not playing it.
Yeah, so he tried to knock it over, and then he realizes, oh, that's not where I wanted it. This is what happened last time.
Ah!
Yeah, this is when I got treats last time when I thought he was injured. It's like, no, it was like that, wasn't it? I'm dead.
I'm dead.
He literally replicates getting killed by a broom because the last time it happened and collapsed on him, he got a load of attention. So he's replicating the attention.
That's funny.
Smart animals.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so it's time to cover this stupid show. What
Which
did you guys
one?
think of the episode 4? It was 4, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes,
thing
it was
is-
4.
Yeah, I mean, basically, doesn't all that happen is they walk in, they sing a song, and then they leave again, and that's kind of the main story of the plot.
There's not much. I mean, I don't expect anything epic to happen on any of these episodes,
Well-
but
Well, no, they get Aubrey Plaza. She comes out from the dirt,
yeah.
and she's all like flirty, and Aubrey
Which
Plaza.
is a welcome relief. Like, she's basically, even in episode 1, she was the best thing about the show. So,
Yes.
Aubrey
Yeah,
not being in
I like
episode 2
Aubrey
was a big
Plaza.
mistake.
I like Aubrey Plaza, but the show is just.
She is misused.
Oh, I've got a
In
bookmark
They
this-
about
probably paid
this.
her. They probably paid her like a nice. Well, we know who the demographic is. Mike likes the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
But even
Yes.
if like this show, based on the first 4 episodes, is basically them. It's a fashion show. They have new outfits every episode,
Yeah, I think they
And-
had over 100 outfits across the entire episode.
Which is
they
like-
were like bragging about it.
it really doesn't matter to me. Like they had like the pish posh like suburban wife look, and now they have these like rock
70s
star
rock.
style.
Yeah.
And like as a witch, like I think about a spell or witches in general. I don't think witches go into houses for trials and it's I need to play a song so that I'm free.
How many times do you think we're gonna hear that freaking song?
Well,
Like-
it's twice now, so
I know
This
twice
is
in
the
episode
designer.
4, so
This is the designer of the costumes. I wanted Agatha and Rio to be on a level playing field. For the first time in the show, they share some deceptive and intimate moments, and I wanted them to have nothing standing between each other's hearts. So I decided to make them have plunging necklines. There we go. That's literally the thinking of this show. Everything about this show comes from a woman's perspective, and so it is literally, how can I show anything about the characters? Let's show their
Their
boobs. That's what I
boobies.
wanted. I just want side boob. That's really what I'm going for there.
yeah. And when Agatha like gets in the house, she's like, I'm so hot. Oh my god. I'm thinking,
Yes. And she's
She's
there
look
like
at me.
shimmying while people are
Yeah.
talking to her. She's like, yeah, don't I look good? At 51, put it away, Granny. That's literally the attitude. If you'd cast a load of 20-year-olds, if you'd put Sweeney in your role, maybe maybe someone would care. But in this show, there is literally a woman who, even in the interviews, has a plunging neckline. And I didn't know that your chest could get that wrinkly, but now I do.
Oh, yeah,
and
wait,
I
Frank,
wish I didn't. I wish I
please?
hadn't known that the Grand Canyon could actually exist on a human body. But here we are.
Oh no.
Nobody needs to see this. This is like if Alyssa Milano reaches the age of 103 and decides,
she
actually,
already
I want to
don't look good
replicate.
anymore.
I want to replicate that like Charmed, and I'm gonna wear a boob tube, and it just looks like seriously, you should test anti-wrinkle cream on this woman's gap, and if it works, I'll give you the money myself. That'll be the key to immortal youth. But until that point, put some pissing clothes on.
Disperse
You should pull
sassy tonight.
today.
Jesus.
No,
I love
it's literally no. There is an age. There is an age where you're supposed to evolve into the next stage of your life, where you have children and a husband, and so you no longer care about trying to appear like attractive to degenerate randoms that you've never met in your life. And then there are those that never actually leave that stage of their life because they never move on. That's what this show is for.
Lizzo.
Pull up the. Do you have the tweet handy? Just for
Oh, then
they're
they-
naked, but please.
Yeah,
That
I'll
was
have to
so
scroll through my
ridiculous.
feed, but yeah.
You. I mean, I think you put it in the. Hold on, I might have.
Well,
actually
no, I
bookmarked Let
retweeted
me
it at
see.
some point.
I know, but you might have also put it in the. I think you put it in the group chat. Let me look at my bookmarks. So I think I bookmarked it.
There we go. I found it.
You got it already? Okay.
Yeah, because it's far quicker to scroll through my own feeds than like all
Yeah.
of Twitter.
It's true.
This is literally the fighting scene hits differently once you remember Agatha is naked under that robe, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah, Agatha is naked under her
Guys,
clothes.
guys,
I was like,
Did
under
you
that.
know I'm naked under my clothes?
I've got
Okay,
clothes
now you're
under
getting
my
into
clothes.
Now you're just getting into coupling joke territory. There's a coupling joke where she says, no man can control himself once you've slipped the word naked 3 times into a conversation. And so they're all like, we're at a restaurant. Did you ever have tablecloths? Because this table seems really naked. It's like, no, I don't have socks on. My feet feel really naked. And then the guy's like, gets his menu and just like covers himself up like midway through the conversation.
Oh my goodness, these people are they're just so weird. Like I'm girls.
I got
ship right when
108,000 likes retweeting that.
they-
Nice.
What the-
Wow.
Yeah, it had 2.6 million views.
Well, that
I was
was
like, people are just like,
funny.
what the hell?
Your tweet was funny. It's like,
Nice. I'm hoping
That was the beginning of my shipping arc.
I'm hoping that this show gets a little more entertaining. I will say, albeit it is better than the Joker. Okay. Better than Rings of Power. But because it's shorter.
I described the Joker 2 movie as a face getting stomped by a boot forever, which is a 1984
A boot?
reference.
What is that about?
I'm not Canadian.
Kidding.
This is how things
Kidding.
pronounced properly. And that's how it feels. And the only time you want it to stop is when they start singing. It's like, no, actually, I do want your face to be pounded by a boot forever. That would be a bonus. Could you please shut up now?
The singing was bad too. Oh my god.
The Joker is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's specifically because
that's saying a lot.
it felt so spiteful. It was literally a hateful movie. Like all this talk they go about, oh, all the fans are hating it. No, that was Hollywood hating the audience, and you could feel it.
that's. I just
Agatha
noticed that-
hates the audience too. The ones that it's not made for.
Agatha hasn't really attacked the audience. It's just reveled in what it is and who it's for. And it is for Jack Schaefer and the same people that act in it.
It's the
for
gayest
50
Marvels show.
It's for 51-year-old women that still want to wear a low neckline for anyone other than their husband. Because they don't have a husband and they don't have children, so they've got no one to show it off for. So they show it off to like 20-year-olds on Disney Plus. Like, you'll be interested in this? No.
Yeah,
No,
that
Agatha.
scene with the neighborhood childhood or the teenager was like the epitome of what they're going for.
You are at least 20 years past anyone that isn't your husband wanting to see your ass.
Mike. Well, Mike's
Dang.
happy with it so far.
Wow,
He's-
Mike actually
Well-
is a fan.
He's a fan.
Well, Kath, The good thing about that was Aubrey, because Catherine was choking Aubrey, and whereas when Aubrey choked Catherine, she was like, "Oh no, I need to stop it." Aubrey was like, "No," and she actually puts her hand over her hand to keep
No.
it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think Mike also liked that part too.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. Little bit.
That's
A lot
the
of
show
it.
needs more of that. It is like, this is something that Disney need to learn. It's like, no, actually, if you play into this, people will like it. But it's the
Yeah.
people you despise. And so
Yeah.
they simultaneously want to show it, but don't want to please the only audience that will actually like it, which is tough.
Let me see.
I think she's 40.
Yeah, I think she's in her 40s because she was probably in her 20s during Parks and Rec, right? She was born in 1984. Okay, so she's 40. Yeah, exactly 40.
Wow.
She looks
Okay.
good though. I mean,
That's because I looked it up. I looked it up the same time as Catherine, who's 51.
okay. Oh. All right.
Dang. Catherine's 51.
Mm-hmm. That's why her arse is like south of the moon.
That just should not have been shown. And actors and actresses have a choice of,
She wanted to
have to
show
do
it
it.
though.
They blurred
Right,
the
what-
full frontal.
did you do a scene by scene check?
Well, no, it's very obvious it's very obvious they blur it. They show her walking at the camera, but they do it so it's like it's so far away in the distance, her walking past the house, that they're focused on the guy's face here, and she's all the way in the back, so it's blurred as she walking towards them. But then when they show her walking away, it's focused on very much on her.
Mike, I think you would like being locked up. That's the only problem with all
That's
this.
like, I'm a degenerate. There was a Twitter post that I think I retweeted as well, where someone I'll see if I can find it. It's probably better than the actual like telling people. Because it was you should. It was a picture of Agatha. You should thank lesbians for this show.
That's
Okay.
no. No.
No. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Sorry.
Shared.
Awkward silence. Here we go.
Well, it's like everyone say thank you, lesbians, and that is just a picture of the show. And so, to be fair, they've been giving us top quality content for decades.
Gizzering.
Yeah, they got 900 million views on the first week.
I believe they're like the most traffic source on the internet, or like they're at least up there in the top 5.
Are they? I mean, I wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
hey.
agree with that,
I'm sure I
Rody,
could
but
find out.
Disparu will disagree wholeheartedly. After a certain age, he's just like, nope, you're done. You're done.
Well, no, it's because as you get older, you find older women attractive. I think that's probably a natural occurrence, but there is an element of you should have already got with someone in your 20s, and so why are you trying to pretend you're attractive at this point anyway? You should only be appealing to your husband. You're supposed to have moved on to the next stage of your life.
See?
And so if you're appealing to anyone else but your husband, there is something wrong with you because you skipped that stage of your life. You missed it. You missed the boat. And so you constantly stay as basically a young child when you're 50, acting like a young child when you're 50, trying to appeal to people who aren't interested in you. They have 20-year-olds who are better than you are. So it's like you stay stunted as a person because you never achieved what you were supposed to move you on to the next stage of maturity.
Yeah. That's a good point. Sorry, some of the chats. Dave Chandler, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Isn't Rowan Atkinson kind of based, by the way? Hi, ladies,
Yes.
and Disparu. Hi.
Hi.
He probably is quite left, but he was also, he did a speech about free speech and stuff, which as a comedian they also used to all support, and now you have clap comedians who are an entirely different breed who believe in censorship and just supporting. They would love Joker too. That message is right up their street. Whereas Rowan Atkinson is more the intellectual comic, where he was very smart, Oxford graduate, and so to him, being able to say whatever he wants, to be able to sort of interrogate ideas, to think about things was important to him because it interested him. He was the kind of person that thought about ideas. Small people think about people. Mediocre minds think about events. Great minds think about ideas. And Rowan Atkinson is very smart. And so to limit him in that would be kind of insulting to him. So he didn't like censorship. The new comics, especially in the UK, you have all the ones that were kind of grandfathered in from the past, but the new comics, entirely different breed. Very much pro-French censorship.
Dave Chandler, thank you for the 199. God bless the horse and mules owners helping North Carolina. Yeah, it's pretty crazy over there right now from the hurricane.
Hope you guys are safe out there.
Yeah, stay safe. Parts of Georgia too. Yeah, it's well, thankfully where I am. I mean, Florida as well, but I didn't get hit very like at all where I am. So
You know what some of my favorite videos on the internet are? It's Ryan in a tornado with a beer. and
Oh
just
my
the
god,
wind
that
blowing in
video
his
was
face
so
going,
funny.
I'm gonna do this! You know, doesn't
not
seem
that
that bad now. Hey! Like, I love those videos that he did, like Tornado Watch.
I'm so glad I've never really been in a tornado. Seems kind
me
of scary.
neither. Yeah, no, me neither. I think because especially my family that's not here. Every time there's any kind of like a hurricane or they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a little windy. It's fine." Like I was actually in Orlando when it hit. I live in South Florida, but both spots were fine, just really windy. Yeah, it was. Yeah,
Wind is
I'm happy.
dealable up to like a certain point because I mean I used to say like tornadoes weren't that bad in my area until it ripped apart houses.
Yeah,
I only remember one tornado in the UK, and it was literally, it came down in like the middle of Birmingham, tore up like a few house like roofs on half the street on one side, and then went away. And that's the only time in my entire life, and it was national news. So yeah, I don't think I really appreciate how horrific it is. And then I'll randomly see an American video of a guy with water up into his house, and he's literally canoeing in his own house. And he's like,
Yeah.
the water's just been on the electrics over there, almost burnt the place down. And I saw a guy where his car got set on fire because he had an electric car, and there's another guy in a boat, which is like spraying water via the propeller of his own boat to try and put out the other guy's house.
Oh.
the worst storms
That's
I've had
insane.
were
Different
were
world over
winter
there.
storms. Like before I moved, when I was still in New York, like Buffalo gets hit pretty bad. There's had a couple bad storms where things were actually closed down and nobody could drive anywhere because it was just plows couldn't even get out to get the roads clear. That's probably the best. You probably had that too, though, like pretty bad snow X-ray.
Like I'm not in the snow belt, so
We
it's
have
not
Oh,
bad.
okay.
we have about that much snow, which will drown the entire country to a halt.
Yeah.
That literally like that much. Not much at all.
When Mark was living near like the Ottawa area in a small town, kind of an hour out, when I drove, I was plowing the roads. I remember being actually afraid
Ooh.
for the first time. And not like Toronto has some bad snow, but that was bad. I was
Yeah.
worried that my car wouldn't actually continue to go forward.
Oh no, yeah, that's scary.
So thank God I made it home eventually.
Eventually. Justin, thank you for the 10. My sister had a dash hound, would run under the couch full sprint when it was little, but as it grew, it did the same thing, even though it didn't clear it anymore. Funniest sound ever. Thunk. Aw. Dash hounds are cute.
We had a dog
Janine.
who he had his front teeth taken out,
Aw.
and so his tongue would no longer stay in his mouth, and so he'd just sit there with like half his tongue out his mouth.
Oh, that's what
With the-
Harley used to do.
Aw.
Was the cutest thing ever.
Those are
And if it's lopsided too, like if it's one
Aw.
side, the tongue will stick out to the one side specifically.
I think in the end he had more teeth out as well. It was like, if anyone came to this like, well, does he bite? He's like, no, he can't bite, but he will give you a nasty gum.
Oh,
He was
dumb job.
he was very aggressive, but had no front teeth, so he could do no damage, but really wanted to bite you.
You're like, you're so cute. Just keep trying, little buddy.
Oh no. Janine, thanks for the $9.99. What is the best way to give to Disparu? Like donation money wise?
Yeah, I mean, there's channel memberships and stuff. If you want to avoid YouTube completely, if you check my playlists, there is like live stream playlists, which I think in there, like the Saucy Saturday streams we used to do. I'm not sure whether they went to a playlist. I do have a link somewhere that
Let me
leads to
see.
like I think it's stream elements and something, which
Maybe
will
you
be
should
like
put that in your links.
Yeah,
I
put
should
it in your
I should
links.
probably put it in all my YouTube videos. Yes.
Yep.
Um.
For the future.
Yeah, but like
yeah, you have a
memberships and everything
gaming
else.
live streams playlist if that's what you were.
Yeah, the gaming live streams. I believe in there in the description is a link to stream elements. It's probably the best way.
Yeah.
I should probably put that link
Put
in.
them in all.
places.
You might, yeah, put them in all of them. You might as well. Thank you for the $9.99. Shane,
Thank
thank you
you.
for the 10. Like tuning into the show for the worldwide representation with great takes. Doesn't hurt that the host is an absolute smoke show who's showing off her graceful
erogenous shoulders.
Erogenous shoulders. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, Shane. I got it right. I was like, wait, is it erogenous or no? Sometimes I get
And
words
here
wrong.
I was thinking he was complimenting me until he got to shoulders. I was like, oh.
Well, show some shoulder.
Disparu, just start showing off your shoulders.
Da, 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 da. Oh, no! He showed off an ankle.
Disparu's erogenous shoulders are coming out.
Yes.
We're gonna use.
I don't actually think there is a website called
Thank
like
Thank
Wiki
you.
Shoulder. That doesn't exist.
Oh,
You
look
never
at he
know.
asked for it. You got it already. Can I get an extra curl or Disparu shoulder something with a degenerate? Just wanted to even out my symptoms. there you
Disparu did
go.
it, so thank you for saving me, Disparu.
You did.
I'm sure you've shown your shoulders on stream before.
Oh, I definitely have. You can find it out there, I'm sure.
I have my spooky. I have quite a few spooky dresses, and this is one of them, kind of.
Yeah, that's a very much kind of Morticia, you spoke French kind of dress.
Well, the one that
It's the Addams
the one I wore to Halloween Horror Nights is definitely more like witchy. I love it. I'm gonna go to pumpkin patches and stuff. Like I'm gonna put that dress to use this whole month. And I went with Capable Gentleman to the Halloween Horror Nights, and I kept going, I'm a bat, and it would make like the noise. And
Yeah, I think it was Morticia that
funny.
always used to wear like the hanging sleeves. That's the bit that reminds me
That's
of.
what. So the black dress I had, I'm like, this is like a modern Morticia dress because it's not like dragging and long, and it's it's a more short.
She did
dress
wear a great
with
dress,
just
because it was kind of like hanging sleeves, then it was figure hugging, and then I think it kind of spread out on the floor at the bottom.
You demonetized my stream for that shoulder, Disparu. Thanks.
Well, I mean, yeah. They
You're
do
too
actually,
bloody.
they do genuinely have an AI which scans the
Sorry.
screen for a
For
certain
like nippies.
well,
Is
no,
this
it's
he
for a
just
certain
threw going?
color, and so it's like they have like a bank of flesh tones, and if that color is on a certain amount of your screen, it gets flagged because they assume it's like nudity.
Oh.
Well, it's not
Mhm.
YouTube.
That's
It's
how
just
they tell.
Disparu's shoulder. Mark, thank you for the 10. Yes, I like Aubrey Plaza. She's cute and stuff. But there's a reason she's always the same quirky, weird character in everything she's in. She isn't acting. That's the real her, probably.
Well, there's some
Is it-
actors or actresses that do that, right?
Yeah.
Like they're always the same character.
Like
No
people
matter
compare
what.
her and Jenna Ortega a lot.
Well,
like with the
I mean, it's not necessarily bad.
Personalities.
Like Jason Statham is the
Thank you,
same in
Mark.
everything, but he always plays like the hard man who's just going to beat you up. Arnold Schwarzenegger can't act to save his life, but he's always just the hard man that will beat you
He's
up.
always
So-
Arnold.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. I've no real problem with someone acting the same character in different things, as long as they get typecast into that role and they do it well.
Yep.
I actually have more of a problem with actors that don't want to be typecast, because it's like, if you're good at something, do it.
Lean
Whereas
into it.
I find some people don't want to be typecast, so
pretty
they do
good
a whole
point.
range of things and then just kill their career, because no one's interested in all those other things. They wanted you to be you doing this that they liked. So just, your career should be what people want, not what you want.
Ian for 50 pounds. Go ahead,
Don't-
say it, Drew.
That's proper money.
Proper.
Propa. I've
It's
heard
not
this.
this Scottish cent.
What? I've heard this misinformation.
They wanted
too
their own
many
currency at one point. They were like, we're going to be independent and leave the pound. It's like, well,
I've heard this misinformation too many times, so I must intervene. Atkinson went to Newcastle, not Oxford.
oh, did he? I don't actually know. I just assumed.
Oh. You just got taught something by a Scot. How does that make you feel?
Well,
You're
I mean,
resisting him,
Ooh.
and he's like,
I've also been drinking booze, so. Well,
Actually, like, I like the drama more.
the weird thing is, I actually searched
fight.
I searched Atkinson University, and it came back with Katie Atkinson, which nobody is. The only famous person named Atkinson is Rowan. It's like, no,
When
we're
you
just
say
gonna put Katie in there.
Atkinson,
Well,
I think of like
hey, I just googled it, and it says Newcastle University and the University of Oxford. Atkinson
both?
briefly embarked on a PhD study at the Queen's College, Oxford, where his father had studied in 1935. So he's been to both. Get owned, bitch.
Fight.
Damn.
I'm down for this.
Yeah,
Ian
even on
versus
his wiki,
Uwu.
alma mater, Newcastle
He's getting
University
ready.
for his Bachelor of Science, and then Oxford for his Masters of Science. And his Masters is the higher thing. It's actually far more prestigious to get that from Oxford.
Well, I never.
Yeah.
You know what? Disbrew, after that sick burn,
This is why
I
we
think
built
you
a
should
wall
show
to
more
keep you out.
shoulder.
Are you showing shoulder, Ian? Are you gonna beat him?
I mean, Ian shows legs,
Look,
and he
hey,
doesn't
no,
wear
yeah.
undies under his
He shows
kilt.
everything between the knees, and then you just have
And
to
he
hope
uses
there's
the
a breeze.
squatch. And he uses the squatch. Do you use the squatch, Disparu?
Can we call it a squatch off?
I don't know. I don't even know what a squatch is.
But,
I thought that
oh
was
my
a soap.
goodness.
You thought
Yes,
that was a what?
it's a body wash, and they also have deodorant. The Sydney Sweeney boob deodorant.
I thought we were on about kilts. How did we get back to
I
Sydney
don't know.
Sweeney?
Because I brought up the squatch. I said he
Sydney
uses the
Sweeney
squatch.
would
Do
raise
you
the
use
kilt
the
on her own.
squatch?
You'd already know what he used.
Oh, he'd be pitching many, or she'd
Yes.
be pitching many tents.
That like the kilt is already around his face. He already can't see.
Mike, you're
That's a
being
compliment if you think
generous.
about it.
Dang, Ian, I didn't know that about you. Holy crap.
look, there are
Wait,
small
what?
people, there are mediums people, and then there's
He's
balance
getting,
problem.
I'm sorry.
And then
I have
there's
nothing to do
Ian.
with this.
Yeah,
He's
there's
getting
balance problem.
objectified.
Hey, they don't call it. No, what is it? The Scottish toss them, which is gonna sound really weird, but Ian will know what I mean. There's literally
Ian
the
squashes
Scottish
his
people. They get all
shoulder.
around. They get all together. They wear skirts, and then once a year they do like a really masculine thing where they try and make up for it, where they literally toss tree trunks. And I can't remember what the tossing tree trunks is called.
Goodness if I knew.
They also dance around flagpoles for some reason, waving handkerchiefs, which I'm really not sure about. And the less said about, the better, because it doesn't help the case.
Okay.
Oh, he's got a tiny caber. It's okay. We've all been there.
Huh?
She's Asian. She understands.
Oh my god.
There's a reason you married a Canadian.
I was stuck on the idea that people call it a caber. What's a caber?
Yeah,
Like
what is
in
a
real
cape?
life.
A caber
What
is a
is it?
sword.
Oh, okay. I was like, the closest word I know to that is a caper, which obviously is not a sword.
No, I believe it's
I was
like
thinking
half
of
the name
saber,
of a sword.
like a lightsaber.
Well, yeah, basically.
I mean, I guess that's yeah. Okay, you know what? Yeah, Scotsmen are interesting for sure.
It's because they're drunk.
Well,
They're
so are
always
you.
drunk. Our royal family went to Scotland, talked to a driving instructor, and literally asked him, so, how do you keep the locals off the booze long enough for them to pass the test? That's something our royal family asked them when they visited.
Cheese.
Cheese,
Cheese.
and rice. Okay, Mark, thank you for the
Beans. Anyways.
thank you for the
I don't
two.
know.
Look up T.S. Milton. It will be a hurricane soon. Oh, coming over a tropical storm.
To be fair,
I will.
I think we
Thanks,
are
Mark.
missing. I think this is $1 billion, if not $1 trillion idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright,
it's not
I'm in.
mine. I got it off someone else, but it's still a good idea.
Is he
We're
dead?
essentially missing Mark. Think how many times people will use the name of a hurricane in the it's on the news. People using the daily language. Oh, T.S. Milton is coming. That's not going to do anything. Now imagine if you called it Hurricane Nike. It's like, oh, Adidas is coming to crush our town. Hurricane
Oh, like
Dannon. And-
marketing
yeah,
for your
exactly.
product.
It's like McDonald's is coming to Florida. And people are like, oh, that's amazing. No, it's going to sink us, right? It's like, this, we are
Be
missing
associated with that.
massive amounts of free marketing just by naming them after like blokes. Or over here, I think they name them after women kind of thing, Storms. So it's about like Storm Susan and stuff. It's like, no, you need to name it after a brand. You can sell that space.
But you don't want to be linked to destruction and
I
death.
don't know.
And
It depends who it is.
The storm
Imagine-
Burger King is whipping through.
Imagine
It's sounds
Hurricane
silly.
Sydney Sweeney. And you're like, well, Sydney Sweeney was in my house earlier. Yeah, absolutely flooded the place she did. Got soaking wet. All my stuff completely covered in her, it was.
Disper's just like thinking about the meme.
He's got a meme mind.
It's like,
yeah.
imagine the branding opportunity. Sydney Sweeney's had all of Florida.
You know what? After all the woke stuff from Disney, I could see it. Okay.
I think she's progressive enough to see the possibility of the pendulum swinging back, and she's like, "No, I want to be a hurricane."
So Ian said a caper is actually a
It's
big
free.
log,
No, it is.
not a sword.
Which
trying
man
to-
in
I'm
Florida
trying
wouldn't
to,
want
Ian.
Sydney Sweeney, Sydney
so
Sweeney
Sydney
flooding their
Sweeney?
house?
Suena.
Scott,
Suena.
she's got your tongue tied, disparoo.
If she's lucky.
It's a big
If you're
log.
lucky.
No, if she's
True.
lucky.
I'm
Sort
sorry,
of a
Wicked.
She's a married. No, she's not
Okay.
married.
She's
but, you know,
engaged.
yes, and as we saw in Rings of Power,
I tried Ian. He doesn't
My-
want to see it.
my absolute. What? It's on the screen. It's gonna stay there.
We'll
Stop
get
changing it. Why did you change it? You could have left it there. This is
Oh
your
my
fault.
god.
In Rings of Power, when she's like, so there was my husband. He was building a house for me, and he touched the cornerstone, and he said, I hope our love lasts as long as this house does. It made me feel
Squish.
ill. And I'm like, wait,
Jeez.
what? What a message for the women of the future.
Look what you're doing. Your son takes after you.
You literally changed this message as I was reading it in front of me. That a
go ahead, it's
caber
right
is a
here.
big log. Yeah, but
Stop yelling
Our
at
swords
me
is
and
a
read
claymore.
Ian's comment.
Oh, so yeah, because we have two-handed swords, and then we have. I'm not actually sure I can say the name of a hand and a half swords. Well, I do know claymores. I didn't know the Scottish sword was claymores actually though. They were big. I think they're the biggest swords. Although Shad'll probably hate me for that.
You may get fact checked. I don't know.
I don't think Shad's watching. He'd probably be sleeping
Oh, probably.
Oh yeah, it's like
or fighting off like a snake.
no, he sleeps until
Fighting
like I
off a
think like
snake.
8 o'clock. He said so. He should be probably up
Yeah.
soon.
He gets woken up by like
Good
an animal
morning.
trying to kill him.
Good morning,
It's like a defense.
Shad.
He mainly gets woken up by a defense instinct, like a spider's walking across his face as he's about to die. He's like,
He's
"Whoa!"
like, there's a breeze that wisps past him. It could be anything,
He's like,
any insect, animal, a hurricane. Who knows? Hurricane McDonald. I don't know.
Oh my
I was trying to make it happen. I don't think
It's
it
like,
was gonna happen.
the emus are attacking, and he's like immediately up. He's like,
He like pulls out the sword from underneath his bed.
oh, Ed's song for $2. Well, no, because they legitimately
Ed.
attacked the emus with machine guns. They set them they set them up to fight the emus. The emus still won though. What was my opinion of Alien Romulus? I don't like Alien movies. I like Predator movies, and so I know a lot of people like with the old Alien. Oh, well, you don't need to see the alien, and it barely does anything. I'm like, no, you need to see the alien. And so I'm not a really good judge of Alien movies because to me they're all average. And so when I watched it, I was like, yeah, it's just like the rest of them. And so I can appreciate it from like an Alien fan. That if you like the other movies, you'll probably like Alien Romulus. But from my opinion, I don't really understand why people get them. So it's one of those, they're just not for me. I can't really judge it kind of things. Now, if it came to a Predator thing, when it came to Predator things, I actually like Alien vs. Predator because it's a Predator movie. Whereas Alien vs. Predator 2 is an Alien movie, and so I don't like it. And so it was only actually when I started watching other people on YouTube that I found lots of people didn't like Alien vs. Predator. I always thought it was a great film.
Some people don't like the crossovers like that. I do. Like people didn't
I
like.
really like crossovers. I think that's the best bit.
Like Freddy
Like the
vs. Jason, I
CW
loved
shows?
that, and some people hated it, but I really liked it.
All the CW shows, like even though the series were crap between like The Flash and Supergirl and everything, when they actually got together, I really liked the crossover episodes. And so I've always
Oh,
liked
it's
the team up kind
fun.
of things. Yeah, I've always thought that's when they were at their strongest. And although I'm not interested in comic books, the comic books that I am interested in are where they all start teaming up and crossing over and like teaming up with something bigger. So I understand why those movies do really well.
And the best part about the crossover of those TV shows was I was not going to ever really watch them, but then I'm like, I
Yeah,
kind
they
of
had, like,
like
a
this
week.
character. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm going to watch the crossover, of course, because I want to see what happens in all the episodes with the Arrow? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my like introduction into that. And then I was like, okay, now I got to go watch more and more because these guys are pretty cool until
yeah,
it got, the way it is
There-
now.
Just too
There
much
was a great
drama.
episode. There was a great episode where the Flash and Arrow were fighting someone, but then it ends with the Arrow training the Flash. Like, well, the Flash will beat him, obviously, because he's super fast. The Arrow can't even react to him. It's like, no, but the Flash has like a more intellectual element to him. So he will look at the entire situation, the entire battlefield, and will plan in advance. So he set up all these kind of crossbow traps so that when the Flash charged him, he'd fire crossbows in his back. He's like, well, you thought you were super fast, so you didn't think anyone would even get you there. And so he set up like a big battle where he'd kind of planned out all the stages of the fight in advance, and the Flash was just kind of trying to catch up with all the things. And that it's kind of that asymmetry which made it interesting to me. And you don't get that when they're on their own, where it's just like, well, I just need to run really fast. It's like, well, what if you can't? That's the kind of interesting bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think the show's made enough. I don't think the writers made enough of kind of a push into that, because I think it's a bit more complicated for them. But in those crossover episodes, it felt like they put their best people on them, kind of thing.
It was like a movie just across the whole week.
Yeah, yeah. And you'll find, because I'm not into comics and stuff, I do have a very normie perspective on these kind of things. I know I don't know the lore and stuff, but I don't know whether it's arrogant or not. I think my opinion is often more in line with just the generic consumer, because that's what I was.
Because you don't know the lore.
I never read any of the comics and stuff, so like I don't mind if the Arrow was different. I just I thought the Arrow got ruined because he stopped killing people, and I wanted him to kill people. These people deserved it. So when he's like, oh no, I can't do it anymore because I'm suddenly a coward and I have to save all your life, I'm like, no, that's pathetic. And I don't know whether that was the arc that he went through in the comics, and I also don't care because I never read them. And so while I'd like them to stick to the comics, at the same time, it didn't bother me. But I do find that when I stop liking things is generally when the audience also stop liking things. I just stick with it longer.
We're just normies for the stuff that we don't know the...
Well, I think I am normie on most of this kind of stuff. Like someone like Gary on almost any of the geek stuff. I know more than him on things like Stargate SG-1 and stuff. But anything comic book related, no, I entirely normie.
Yeah, this two's I agree. The comic book Green Arrow is basically a hippie. Like, he's very chill. He's just rich and he wants to party all the time. I did like the CW's take more, where they turned him into like more of the vigilante. Yeah, I love the beginning of Green Arrow. Like, that's what I was saying. We've said this before. Like, the CW got their hands on some good stuff and they made some really decent shows, but then they would just go way too much into like the will they, won't they, the drama and all that. And it's like, no, we want to see superheroes beating up villains, and we want to see like villain of the week stuff, not, oh, Felicity, are we gonna be together or not? And that stuff just got really annoying.
When every episode revolved into, how can we tell Felicity how amazing she is? You're the best person in the world. You're the best hacker in the world. It's like, oh god, you've never met her before. You're so amazing, Felicity.
And if they want to stick to the lore, he's not with Felicity in the comics or any other version of Green Arrow. He always ends up with Black Canary. That's the thing, Green Arrow and Black Canary. And I loved Katie Lotz. She was the first with Sarah. She was great. Yeah.
And then she went over to the worst show, which was the time thing.
Was it Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah,
Legends of Tomorrow. That was like,
and she was White Canary. I hated that because I actually really like Black Canary. Her story's interesting. She's one of my favorite comic book characters, like for the femme fatale anyways. She's one of my favorites. So Katie Lotz, I thought, did a great job, and I was so sad.
Have you ever seen her breakdancing competition?
No.
Is it as good as Ray Guns?
Oh no, it's like she was legitimately in a dancing competition. Hang on. Yeah, she was in like on TV in some kind of breakdancing competition, which is how she was originally there. I don't know if I can find it.
I did a Black Canary cosplay. I love Black Canary.
There was quite a few female actresses that have come from dancing backgrounds in some way or another, and then they eventually put them into the show.
Yeah, like she did some kind of like I don't know if it was MMA. Katie Lotz, she has some kind of like martial arts or something.
But yeah, I mean, either way, she was great in the show, and then they spun her off. But I always remember I stopped watching the time thing because I think I literally skipped a week, and then suddenly a random person was replacing somebody else. I had no idea why it happened, and nobody else seemed to care. I'm like, this is stupid. That was easily the worst CW
The
series.
characters were not, at least in Legends of Tomorrow, it didn't seem as well developed. Like I didn't feel as connected with these characters as, of course,
Ooh,
Arrow was.
I would have liked more of Constantine. We didn't
Constantine.
get very,
Constantine was the best CW series they've ever made, and he got cancelled after one series. And them bringing him into the Time Traveler series, the best thing they've ever done. He's my favorite character out of all of them.
in that one. Yeah, same. I love
I
Katie
really
Loach,
wish
but
the series had continued.
I didn't like the White Canary thing. I'm like, no, she needs to be Black Canary. Put her back on Green Arrow, so she belongs. I wasn't a fan of Katie Cassidy. She was actually her name, like, because Dinah Laurel Lance is actually what Black Canary's name is. So Laurel Lance, and the Green Arrow show was technically supposed to be the real Black Canary, but Katie Loach, Sarah Lance, way better.
Did you know that
Really?
they merged Constantine into the realm of
Awesome.
what was he called? Lucifer. No, the detective show Lucifer got cancelled by CW, then went over to, I think it was Netflix.
Netflix. It was Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah. They it turns out they were in the same world, because there's an episode in
MC,
Lucifer
yeah.
where he goes to Constantine to find out how he can travel to hell, and Constantine gives him a card and basically tells him to piss off, and then Constantine goes to Lucifer. Lucifer tells him to piss off. So those were the kind of interesting things where it merged worlds of different
I meant
shows.
DC. I said Marvel. I meant DC. So yeah, that fits. He's in the DC universe.
Okay, I've just found random videos of Katie Lots dancing, and it's like the chat would like this anyway, but it's not the video that I thought.
Aw, boo.
Because there was a TV performance where there's a massive crowd of people. It's like a dance off that she does. I think it was like a break dancing thing. But yeah, she was a professional dancer at first. And you do find professional dancers tend to move over to stage fighting really well, because it's just memorizing.
Oh, I mean,
moves.
fighting is just artful like movement. Like you can do it. The only thing that you have to learn is possibly like the execution of an actual stronger movement with power a bit more than normal. Just a bit.
You do find that a lot of novels, I know Wheel of Time do this, whenever they talk about sword fighting, when they talk about it at its peak performance, they always describe it as a dance. Always.
Yep.
I think even Star Wars does a similar thing with lightsabers. Like the people are dancing with lightsabers. Like everybody watching sees it almost as a performance.
Yeah. I mean, think of like, what was it, the Hidden Dragon movie, what's the full name of that movie? The Legend
Crouching Tiger?
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, that one. That was very like, I know it was martial arts, but when you would look at, like, I remember watching the trailers and stuff, it was very like dance. Like it looked like ballet kind of.
Well, a lot of Chinese cinema that like with the karate fighting, it is more flowy than at least we see like Western fighting.
Do you want to know the exact moment I got pissed off in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon? Is where she goes, the sharpness of a thing isn't the thing. It's how sharp your mind is. And she picks up a blade of grass and starts attacking him. I'm like, this is stupid. And turned it off. I don't know. There have been many things I've actually changed my mind on as I've aged. Maybe that would be one of them if I rewatched it. But I got so pissed off early on. Like, this is ridiculous.
All right, let me get some of these super chats.
Young me was very literal.
Jadine for $9.99. Wicked does appear to be attractive, but that's a bonus for the non-woke. Oh, thank you. There are plenty of smoke shows on the woke left, but they are brainless. Yeah, and it goes back to what Disparu was saying. Some of them, like, I don't know. I haven't paid attention. I'm just using her as an example. Florence Pugh. She probably is more on that side because of what she's doing to herself. Like, she was very pretty.
I don't get the attraction myself.
But she like shaved her head basically, and she has like that big like bowl nose ring thing, and it's like she's trying to make herself not attractive because
it looks like a bloke pretending to be a woman. I don't get it.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just guessing because she's doing that to herself that she leans left, because a lot of people in Hollywood do. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. Maybe someone in the chat will know, but yeah, I agree.
There's an element.
Thank you, Jadine.
Most people in the world don't have their own opinions. They have the opinions they're given, and they will generally go along with the majority because they actually need advantage in not staying out from the crowd. So they go through life and they just believe whatever they're told. They don't really put much thought into it. They're too busy with their own life. There's many reasons. Maybe they're too thick to think of their own opinions. But there isn't general advantage of going along with the majority of the crowd. Now, but the issue is, especially in modern times, if you go along with the majority of the crowd and it's fake, but you're in a bubble, so you think it's the majority because it is in your local area, but it isn't everywhere else, then you can go along with the majority for an advantage and still be wrong. I think that's what Hollywood is. Hollywood is California. California pushes everybody down this route. They fire you if you're not that thing, but they're also not the majority. I think that's the issue Hollywood has. So I think there's a lot of people who, if you pick them up, put them in a different place, which the dominance was something else, they would believe that as well. So these aren't true believers. They're just people that naturally go along with whatever everyone else believes because they've not really put that much thought into it.
Yeah, and they also are, a lot of them are too afraid to go against what
there are those as well.
Because that's why, like, when you get someone in Hollywood, especially someone bigger, like recently Bill Murray has come out and he had said, you know, basically that people are voting for Trump because they want change. That's just like, I'm summarizing it, but and that's shocking to some people that someone that high level would say something like that because they're all, like you said, brainwashed or afraid to say what they think, so they just go with, oh yeah, I'm gonna, you know, I'm on the left because that's all of Hollywood.
It's very fear-based how they move, and I think that I don't like the idea of I need to walk on eggshells at my job, at my life, everything I do. Like that's not a way to live. It's not living at all, actually. You're just going through motions and just existing under someone else's thumb at that rate. So once you get into a position where you don't have to worry about it, you actually feel really free.
Yeah.
And it's exciting.
And there are a lot of people that have left that position, that left it and actually said those same things. Like, no, actually over there, I was always petrified. I had to say everything that was correct. And you actually find there is, I can't remember the name, there is an effect where you can end up with a load of people doing a thing that none of them want to do because they think everyone else wants to do it. So, like, if you take the idea of a family, and they all think everyone else wants to go to Spain, so they all go to Spain to try and please everyone else. None of them wanted to go to Spain. They just thought everyone else wanted to. You can end up with that. Because everyone else thinks that's the dominant idea. They submit to the dominant idea, even though none of them actually wanted to do it. And you will find, and it generally ranges by IQ, if the dominant ideology changes, because there is an advantage in believing the dominant ideology, if it does ever swing back the other way, people will switch. And you will see them switch basically in order of IQ, because they will realize faster that things are moving and they need to go back. And so the early people swapping may take hits. The later ones will be the ones that nobody believes. And the ones in the middle will be the ones that nobody notices. And this has always happened. This isn't a new thing. I do think it's interesting that there's one side where people are like, I don't care what people believe. And the other side is like, I want everyone suppressed because my ideology can only exist in censorship. And what you've witnessed is, especially with social media, a load of people thought, and you see this in game development and stuff, they thought they were the majority, which is why they believed it in the first place. They spent a lot of time and energy convincing themselves of this thing, and then none of the gamers believed it. But they thought everybody believed it. They thought they'd get advantages for it, and now they're finding out their jobs are being destroyed by their own ideology. And that's what will cause people to change. When, despite the censorship and the suppression, they realize there isn't actually that many of us.
Yeah, it's very,
Dang.
very
That was
good point.
deep.
I know I have nothing to add to it. Just all of that.
I made it, especially about the end. I made a tweet about that one. That's why I knew it off the top of my head. There was
no, well, it's so true, and I think part of maybe why this kind of became a thing was we just started overpraising people for just a mere existence. The participation awards and all that sort of stuff.
If you reward victims, you end up with more victims. This is why you reward strength.
The squirrel.
Perfect example.
I'm not sure where you're going with that one, I've got to be honest.
No, the squirrel with the broom.
Oh, yeah.
He was
Because-
rewarded,
because
so he
at
played
some
the victim
point-
again. Yeah.
At some point, that squirrel walked along, the broom fell on him, and so the owner was like, oh, have you been injured? And so picked him up, treated him, fed him, and like looked after him. So he wanted that same treatment. And so the broom's followed me on me again. That's all it learns. And you find the seagulls do the same thing. There was, not seagulls, pigeons. There's a psychological study where pigeons were put in a room and they would randomly reward them with food. But then they found out the pigeons became superstitious. They'd start doing different things around the room with all these different items, because when the food randomly dropped, they did this thing. And so when the food dropped, they thought, I must have got it for this thing. And so they started doing that
Pattern
thing to try and get the
recognition.
food to drop. Yeah, even though the food was random. And this is always the thing. And it's going to be, I've got in trouble with this my entire life. I always will. It's something I learned to not care about after losing many people across my entire life. That I care more about reality than what's socially acceptable, and me trying to fake it doesn't really work. And so I'm more interested in reality and things like, why do people behave how they do? Why do superstitions come across? Why do the pigeons act this way? What is the sex differences between people? The issue is, especially at the moment, when you talk about how the world is, or why people are different, or maybe people aren't equal, society disagrees with that, and you end up in this position where a lot of people don't like that because they're too thick to understand that when you talk about people, you don't mean them, because they are the people you're talking about. When you're talking about, well, a lot of people are too thick to understand all of this stuff, and so they just go along with the majority. It turns out they are those people, and they take offense with that. And so
That's just sad.
yeah, but it's something that happens, and this is why you learn to. There are things that you can say in life which are a good filter, and I recommend people have filters. If everyone isn't equal, you don't want all people in your life. And so you want people, like you said, walking on eggshells is the worst thing you can have. So the other side of that is that if you can get rid of people that would cause you to do that, that's a good thing. And you want to find out who those people are as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a good
Yeah.
point. LT. Or I always want to say LDT. I don't know why I always go to LT.
What was that person's name? Elaine Eliani?
Sorry.
Yeah,
Eliana.
That's so cute.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Don't be
It's
sorry, just drink
Italian.
more and then
Her
accept
mouth.
it.
And then I'll start
No.
pronouncing
speaks
things
faster.
right.
People would rather you read the name Elaine as Eliane and just be completely pissed off your face than the other way around.
And now, yeah, I'll start reading Elaine.
It's like, I got it wrong.
Eliane. Real quick, hold on. We have a few things to catch up on here, but I saw happy birthday, Corey. Thank you for the BOBS for 5. It's Corey's
Boobs,
birthday.
thank you.
Birthday. Thank
Is it
you.
Corey's birthday?
It is.
There
Happy
was a
birthday.
There was a debate that Wicked had about how to spell that in the title.
I know. I was gonna spell it like that in the title, but I was like, let's do BOBS, and that's also probably why X-Ray won in the poll. For
'Cause
who?
usually I do boobs.
Yeah.
Um,
The only hint that was me is that it said Roman Empire.
Clyde gifted 3 memberships. Thank you so much, Clyde. And Mongoose gifted 1 too. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, queen.
Yeah.
It is true.
Actually,
Maybe it's just
Psycho.
maybe it's just
Oh,
me
yeah,
that calls
sorry,
him
thank you.
Psycho and everyone else
I
calls
think
him
it
Mongoose.
is.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna call him Psycho now.
Well, no, there was a time where in the chat I remember thinking, should I call him Psycho? That seems wrong. So I was like, hello, at Mongoose. I was like, no,
Here,
no, I
you-
just call him Psycho now.
This one's for you, Disparu. Thanks for the 5, Justin.
Justin Martins for $5. I may have misspoken earlier. Disparu's not being held back. He's chatting all over this stream, telling Wicked what to do, owning Chud's base. The thing is, I've never known what Chud means. Like, this is...
Own the chuds.
yeah, well, exactly, right? There is a thing. If you want a good insult, you have to insult someone from within their own paradigm, because you have to attack them from something that they care about. That, like, you need to work out all the people's buttons to know what to press, to know how to insult them.
Yeah.
The left don't do this. They insult them from within their own paradigm. But the people you're insulting don't care what you care about because you're evil. And so because you're evil, everything you hate is good. And everything you hate and everything you like is bad. So if you call someone chud, you don't make up a word to insult. Nobody knows what the word pissing means. The only point of language is to translate your meaning from your head to somebody else's. So you can't make up your own words, you cretins. And it's
Oh,
like,
so this is a chud, a cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller.
Really? I had no
is
idea
that
what it
actually
meant.
what it means? Because I literally never knew what it meant because it was a
Me neither.
leftist term that I never looked up. And I'm like, you have to use an actual word. Like, I insult people by their IQ because that's what I value. So you insult people from within their own paradigm, and people often show what they care about by what they insult, which is one of the reasons that women insult people by their looks.
Can we call it?
What does
a
that even mean?
Can I call it a chudden? Cannibalistic humanoid underground these nuts. Okay, anyways, I'm done. It was really stupid.
It's brave of you to
on
think
that
that anyone on the left has nuts.
They probably
Like
all have nuts.
shrunken, misshapen
Of some
bulbs would be like that's like bulbous shapes would about the. I don't think they have the biological requirement to be called nuts because that would require them to be able to actually produce testosterone.
I just love a good these nuts jokes. Okay.
I just like insulting leftists.
Yeah. High five.
So we've all come
Sort of.
together. You gotta go down.
Well, it's true.
High
You're
five.
Canadian, so
It's like we're petting
We're-
Disparu.
We're patting him on the head. Good job.
is that why you put me on the bottom of every stream?
No, it's just
Okay,
where it lands.
fine,
I'm
here.
too lazy. I'm too
There
lazy
you
to
go.
move anything. There you go. Just,
I'll be at the
that
bottom.
is
She's gonna
weird
be
on
a bottom.
FNT, right? When somebody joins and then you see loads of people move and you're like, hang on, there was a reason behind that. There's actually an order that someone has decided of what people should be preferred on the stream.
I just let
No
everyone
idea
just
what it means.
fall
Yeah,
in.
There's
It's one
no
of those
meaning.
ultimate paranoia that no, it might, because otherwise you wouldn't move people. You'd be like,
But
well,
the
why is this?
guest has to always be in the middle at the very least.
Well, obviously, yeah, but no, sometimes you see people like flick around. You're like,
No,
hang on.
and then I usually put
caused
myself
that?
on the bottom where there's like the notifications and stuff so that like if they need to make clips, that Perry doesn't have to have that notification in the clip. So
Well,
there's
you-
that reason at the very least.
We heard it here first, chat. She likes to be on the bottom.
I do. Look its face. Okay,
She had
guys.
to go off camera. She's like, oh no,
I've had one drink.
I've lost
That's
control
it.
of the stream.
But you're drinking whiskey straight up.
I think I've
cheers
refilled this
to
twice.
cheers. I still
And
only
when-
have
when
one,
I-
but this is
by
the
the- when
crazy
I-
one
when
that
I-
Raider had me get. It's so strong. So
But when
only
I
need
fill
one.
this, I don't just put like one shot. I put a lot in.
Well, a lot of shots.
The whole thing, full.
The whole bottle.
Well, otherwise,
Um,
what's the point? Like half measures.
Yes.
Wait, is this a thing people do? Puts perfume on the inside of our ankles?
I imagine like putting it on the
Probably.
inside of your thighs is like way worse.
Why?
Think about the
This seems so-
logistics.
Oh.
I was like, yeah. When you asked
Okay,
why, I'm like,
give me
hang
a
on, surely
second.
that should
I
speak
got
for
it.
itself.
Oh my god.
I always remember the comment, right? There was this girl who was like, look, it's not like I think Steve is ugly. I just think his face would look far more attractive framed by my thighs.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Go
it's just
Steve.
true.
Okay.
Look,
Okay. On that note, Shane, thank you for the 10. But I love when he
this
takes
is
a
the key,
sip when I
Wicked.
do
You need to
that.
learn how to phrase it so that YouTube has no idea what you're talking about.
Hi Dan.
There
Dan,
has
do you
never been a
put
tag for YouTube or
perfume on your
framed by my
ankles?
thighs.
Yeah, it's like, what is this degeneracy? Last week it was nice and clean. We were talking about clown sex and farts.
Which is
Uh,
kind of weird for Dan, as I think the last time he was on, it didn't go that way at all.
Well, it's
I think
because
the
it was
first time
just-
he was on, we talked about IQ and all kinds of things, and then
We
this
hit
is
a
like,
lot of places.
We
It
went
was
all
fun.
over the place.
Dan is a really interesting person, like unironically.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's,
He's
He's
cool.
always
fun.
fun to talk to.
He's cool.
Dan, I sent you
Your
a reel. I
ankles.
don't think you saw it yet.
Ankles, Dan.
Flash on WB was good for the first few seasons and became a
Ah,
guilty
yes, it
pleasure
was.
for the first or two, then yeah, exactly, unwatchable.
Once they started
Agreed.
like putting Iris on a pedestal, it was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I did one of my first videos is about a Flash episode where he leaves and you just have all the women take over, and it's unironically one of the most evil episodes of television I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mike's
I still-
alt account is an Aubrey Plaza fan account.
Hey,
No, it's a French maid account
Oh yeah.
that's just basic Mike.
with
It's
Aubrey
like,
Plaza
no one
in the
is
French maid
surprised.
outfit.
It's like it's the first time he's had 15 minutes free to see a woman in like the last 2 weeks. So he's like, Aubrey Plaza, this'll do. But yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
Flash, went through many things, and when Barry wasn't there, in this one episode, it was like a girl power episode, most evil episode of television I've ever seen.
Girl power. I don't even know if I've seen that one. I stopped watching
Girl
Flash.
power.
I don't know.
I did a review of it, and it's one of the first ones I did, so I still had the green screen and stuff. I still think it's a good video. It's an incredibly evil episode of television. It's literally an assassin comes along, tries to murder a load of people, but they think by talking to her and explaining that, you had a bad childhood and you don't need to do that, then you could just be a good person.
Don't do this.
so-
You're a woman. We're all good.
Unironically, no, by the end of the episode, the assassin, which is murdering innocent people, joins the crew as one of the heroes. It's horrible. But this is that's I didn't know it at the time, but that was probably one of the first times where I began to think about the difference between like
I didn't see
different
that one.
moralities that
I
the
stopped
people
by
don't
that point.
share. There is no universal morality. There's hierarchy and equality, and the difference between the two, and that's very much an equality-based morality episode.
Oh, interesting. We lost Dan because you said the perfume thing. He left.
Oh, he went to go
Ed-
put it on his
Oh,
ankles.
that's right.
Oh,
That's right.
Which one's Predator 2? Oh, is that the
which-
city
oh,
one?
Thank you for the 2, Ed.
Predator 2 is my favorite Predator. I like Predator, but Predator 2, I've always liked things set in a city, like an urban environment, far more. And I really like the Danny Glover one. It's my favorite Predator out of all of them.
I've only
yeah.
seen the first one, so
Most people, from what I know, prefer Predator.
Lemon tea, yeah.
I think Predator is like, what's it called? Terminator, where the second one is better than the first movie.
Speaking
he
of
is
tea,
here. Yes.
I bought. He's very excited. Dan's here, yes.
No, I like.
Dan.
Well, no, I like Dan being on the stream. I like talking to Dan. I think he's interesting.
Yeah.
And
He is.
interesting is about the highest compliment I can give. You find, especially in today's day and age, people willing to talk about certain topics are very few and far between. And whereas you find with Dan, you can bring up any topic and he knows something about it, which is rare.
What's
The glue
this?
glue noise? What noise was that? What did I do? I don't even remember now.
The
Glue-
glue.
Okay, I was thinking gluck
Oh,
gluck,
no,
but
Yeah.
like,
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 that's
did you get out a
different.
pineapple? Was
No,
that
it's the have you know the like it sound I think it came through the mic different, but we were making weird
Oh.
noises.
Oh.
So I did like the and it doesn't sound right on the mic. Like it
I think it sounds how you intended it to sound.
I don't know what I just did there.
we're highly intellectual.
You're welcome,
Just
chat.
for his face. is
Yeah,
like-
you're welcome, chat.
Wait, what
Clip
was
it
that?
and ship it.
Oh, are we being shipped? I mean, Amanda and I have slept in the same bed a fair few
Couple
times.
times.
You know what the weirdest tweet I ever read was Lady
It's a glue
Wait,
Gravemaster.
wait, I was saying do it.
Lady Gravemaster saying, "X-ray girl, I so miss sleeping with you. You were in the bed next to me, and I loved stroking your hair. I will always miss sharing my bed with you, X-ray girl, as I felt
She
you
wrote you a
breathing as I
poem.
went to
She
sleep."
did.
And then I was like, "Oh my god!" And then she sent me a message. I don't know why people have taken this the wrong way. How
I
do you
don't
not
know.
know how people have taken that the wrong way? And then she went, "I hate you." Like, why? My husband agrees with you. I'm like, I got in trouble because her husband agreed that going maybe sleeping with someone and talking about how you smelt their hair is a particularly bad idea.
Just maybe, but hey, whatever.
Mystic Girl, you walked into Dan taking over the stream from the chat. He doesn't even need to be here. I'm so sorry.
It's his hair. His hair
Dan
like
with the
manipulates
hair.
people. He's like puppeteering them. He's like an anime villain.
Dan? My chat said he's like Dracula.
Dan is
Well,
like
that would mean you'd have to
Dracula?
suck their blood,
Well,
which
I-
I'm
from
not
the-
for.
No. For like, I was playing the Dracula chapter on Dead by Daylight, and they're like, it's Dan. That's because he's got long brown hair, I guess. But no.
You went so
Dan,
high
I
pitched
got-
then your
I
mic
got
cut you
lemon
out.
balm tea, and it's really good. It's probably not as good because you know, go out into the forest and make your
Look,
own.
I said that was an abomination at the time, and I stand by it.
It's good.
No,
It's good.
no. Tea is a specific thing. You can't just stuff any. What you're making there is
Going,
soup.
going, going. Thanks, TBC.
Yes.
Yes.
Look, you were reenacting the pineapple method. There is what you two were doing.
I'm glad she could do it too. It's a party trick.
That's equality.
I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I was just copying you.
Have you never Googled the pineapple method?
No.
No, I'm not going
It's on
to because
YouTube,
I'm
it's
scared.
safe.
I know the pen pineapple dance.
No.
I got the
Unironically,
pen. I got the apple.
no. Unironically, it is on
Oh.
YouTube, so it is safe to watch. But I believe it's called the pineapple method.
Oh
No,
my
I
that's-
don't want to
no.
know.
No, chat. You know what I mean. Chat knows what I mean. It's on YouTube. I know it's on YouTube.
I don't
What's
want to
it
know.
called?
I'm not looking it up.
It's the
I'm just gonna
glug
put on-
glug. You know what I mean,
glug
chat.
glug.
You all know what I mean, chat. I thought I could. I can't find it on the
Mike.
pineapple method. So what's it called, chat? Chat will know.
It's a grapefruit. Chat
The
saying
grapefruit method. There you go.
Is
Everybody
that like
knew what I
a
meant.
food thing? Like
No.
just you make a
L-
drink?
Look it up on YouTube. Look it up. No,
No.
I'm
it's not.
scared.
No.
No, it's on
No.
YouTube. No, it's on
No.
YouTube. You know it's safe.
No.
You know it's
I'm leaving,
safe.
bye.
It's on
No.
YouTube.
Goodbye.
No.
You know it's safe.
There's naked
You
people
know.
on
He's trying
YouTube.
to convince us so bad right now.
No, I didn't.
What?
You know it's safe. This isn't Mr. This is on YouTube. It's safe. There's okay. I'll make some promises, right? There's absolutely nothing adult related in it.
Uh-huh. If
Uh,
Mike knows what he meant,
No,
that is
no,
not safe
everybody
for work.
knows the
He was
video
in-
because it's a meme.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
It's a meme. But there's nothing related. There's nothing adult related into it. Nobody
Oh,
takes
I
any
wasn't
photos in
typing.
it. There's nothing that would ever be. You could literally show this video to your parents, and they wouldn't know what was going on. Like
I'm
all
checking
of
it
these
out.
things are true. The pineapple or the grapefruit method
I'm so sorry, Mike.
is universally renowned. Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mike said
But Mike,
himself that
I
he was
support you. This is why she wasn't on D&D. She's like, I can't stand Mike. This is why she's not.
No!
She's like, I can't stand him. I was with him for weeks. This is horrific.
This is not what I meant.
Actually, I was genuinely impressed by how horrified she was when I said, "Oh my god!"
I love you guys so much. Stop it. I miss D&D.
Like, okay, you're the second person ever to make me feel bad on a stream. Drunk 3PO is the only other person to make it, but you were so horrified by the fact that I would offend Mike. I was like, oh no, maybe I went too far.
I know you're joking. It's fine. It's fine.
No, everyone knows I'm joking. But, like, Drunk 3PO was the only person that made me feel guilty. You were like, oh no! It's like it was so over the top dramatic.
Anywho,
I actually
I'll
don't know
watch it later.
whether Wicked is watching the video or not because like
she
doesn't
looks.
seem
Oh,
very
she is.
entertained.
She is. That face. That face.
I
I'm
don't-
gonna put that. I'm not gonna show that to my mom.
You could though. No, you could.
I could, but I'm not a degenerate.
Look, watch.
I've seen that before. I think Lethal showed me that. Extra, you're right. See,
Lethal.
No, okay, no,
Of
no.
course it was lethal.
If Lethal
you to
showed
watch
you it, he
later,
did show you the
X-Ray.
correct one. Yeah.
Watch
yeah.
that later. X-ray.
I
Don't
will not
it
watch
now.
that later. Thank you very much.
No, hey, look, I speak.
I had to see it.
No. See, I speak for everyone in the chat, but most of all, I speak for Mark. Watch the list.
We don't
What?
buy like grapefruits in this house, whatever
Well,
that
you
is.
should. X-ray.
Grapefruits
This
are
is
good, but
horrific.
not to do that with.
Yeah, you should.
No.
Yes.
Baru.
Yes.
Stop giving people grapefruit advice.
Look, a grapefruit is the key to a happy marriage.
Oh my god, he's you know what? You should make a video about this.
Why is Mark not the one
Advocating?
messaging you? He's like, I can't believe that you haven't done this before.
Advocating for this. I want to see Disparu associated with grapefruit everywhere we go.
That's not the only
Whatever
think
that
it is.
means.
That's
I
not
have
the
no
only you think
idea.
it is.
Still.
That's really not the only you think it is.
Okay.
You know what?
Like,
I'm
you
gonna-
need to watch. It will literally take 30 seconds. It'll be fine. You don't even have to watch it on stream. You can turn your camera
Thank
off
you.
and just come back with the reaction.
Okay. I'm scared still.
Mark will thank you for
I'll
it.
check out my reactions. You're welcome.
Yeah, the thing is, you look horrified.
not
You were
to-
like, I can't. How am I supposed to
I
compete
remember,
with
I
that?
forgot what that was. I'm pretty sure it had to have been like on a
The-
lethal stream or something that I was showed that. I don't remember who showed it, but it probably was.
The moment you said lethal showed it, you was like, yeah, that fits.
It was the
Yeah,
correct
it makes
video.
sense.
Lethal is the only one where I've mentioned midget wrestling, and he's like, I need to see that on stream, and it was the
Dan would
best
like
stream
that.
I've ever
Dan
been
likes
in.
midget stuff, so he would
On-
like midget
on I-
wrestling.
Unironically, Lethal Lightning streams are probably the most entertaining ones you can go to. He has some knack.
Never know what you're gonna get.
Well, yeah, but it's like he has kind of no filter, and so it's always
Kind
the
of.
most
There's
entertaining
nothing
thing
there.
you can
There's no
possibly
filter.
think of, no matter what it is at any time. And so if he finds out something like midget wrestling, he'll be like, oh, well, what's that? And you just go off on this weird tangent for an hour.
It's true.
I can see that. Mm-hmm.
I am going to go to some super chats now, as long as Sprue's okay with that. Are you done talking about grapefruits?
Hey, you're the one that wouldn't Google it.
I did.
She
watched
did. I
it.
didn't.
Well, I mean, if only you'd showed it on stream.
I'm not showing that on stream.
It's a grapefruit.
Yeah, and she's doing things to it.
Eating it.
Badass447, thank you for the 10. Disprue, you are hugely loved for your knowledge of psychology, desperately needed in this part of the internet. X-Ray Girl's evolution of confidence over the years has been fun to watch. Yeah.
Tinkle.
I'm kind of way too aughty to understand people's behavior naturally, and so I had to learn the patterns of people. And so the one thing that's always interested me my entire life is why people do what they do, because it doesn't make sense to me naturally. And so when something like the Joker 2 comes along, my initial instinct isn't, this is what the movie is. It's like, why did he make this thing? It doesn't make any sense to me. And so I need the world to make sense in order for me to understand it. So I try and work out the reasons why people do things, which is why I've always been interested in psychology. And I also have an interest in like evolutionary psychology because I think it makes more sense. Whereas a lot of people don't like it because it gives answers that aren't
Which you
suitable in
did.
modern society.
Oh no! How old's your nephew, Dildo?
Yeah.
That matters.
Gravy says, why is Mazda? That is the question. Disprue's been trying to solve that one for a bit.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when he figures it out.
Mazda's an interesting character.
Mozzarella is like a child you disown who turns up later and you kind of wish you succeeded anyway.
Aww.
Like,
so
Mozza is
sweet.
probably the person on the internet that I most want to succeed. I really want Mozza to do really well.
Oh, he's a baby still. I don't know if a
Jadine,
teenager should be around this filth.
What the thing is,
Dispru when Mike and Dan are in the chat, he just goes full degenerate.
I keep getting told that Mozza said, I just want to make this brew proud. It's like,
He
well,
did, he
I
said
just
that
want
to
you to
me.
do. It's like, I just want you to do really well as well. So,
That's so sweet.
well, I think the difference between me and Mozza is, if I give Mozza advice, he doesn't follow it.
I want to see
So-
us play a game together, and I want it streamed.
I would happily play with Mozza.
That's how-
It's just Mozza is like really entertaining, but he also needs to learn that the world is a certain way, and it doesn't really matter what you want. Like, this was something that Joker 2 was right about in a way. That it kind of doesn't matter what you want. There is a way that you need to behave, and there are realms where you need to behave within in order to succeed. That's what Mozza needs to learn. He needs to harness like the kind of natural entertainment he has, but also channel it away from, I want to go into a bakery with no shoes on where I get banned. Like,
Yeah,
I think that
harness
was
the
the
chaos
saddest
and channel
story
it.
I've ever heard.
Well, no, like harness the chaos and channel it in a productive method rather than just throwing your shoes away.
every time I play a game with Mazda, he's like, we talk about how X-Ray's so worried about him. Like, do you need shoes? Are you okay?
Oh, I don't care if he's got
I
shoes.
wanted to make
He
sure
was
he had
genuinely
shoes.
Worried.
I just thought
He's
it was
Australian.
so
They don't have
strange.
shoes. They have snakes.
It's
They're
just
just, like,
riding
snapping a
snakes
s-
everywhere.
Yeah, they just step in a snake and those are their shoes for the day.
Oh my god.
Everyone else
I
calls
just-
them
Yeah.
tailored.
The only problem was I just hoped that he kept his feet safe. There's a lot of things that kill you in Australia.
This is the difference between women and men. Women immediately go to, I hope he's mothered and he's fed and he's watered and everything and everything. And the guys are just like, I hope he makes a lot of money. It's like, literally, I hope that he actually does something successful.
I mean,
Like,
I
no,
hope
I hope
that
he's safe.
too. But the immediate thing would be his safety, which includes shoes.
He's Australian. He's never safe.
Oh God. I mean, that's true.
Like, he's lucky he hasn't been killed by a kangaroo at birth.
At bird.
Oh
Oh
God.
my gosh. Jadine, thank you for the $9.99. It's a trick question. Scotch Irish people learn to drive drunk.
It's
Oh my
true.
God. In
Yeah.
Ireland, though, you're actually not allowed to drive even the next day after you drink. So you have
they
to have,
drink
it's like
that
a
much?
zero tolerance.
Mhm. Look, yeah,
Wow.
I went on a it was like a bus tour around Southern Ireland, and all the driver did, literally the entire time we drove anywhere, was talk about Guinness. And then when everyone gave him like a tip on the way out, he just went, "Yeah, that'll go to the Guinness. Thank you, that'll go to the Guinness. That'll go into the Guinness fund." Everyone that passed off. So it's not just a meme with you; it is reality.
Happy Jacks. Oh, I didn't know that. Ed, thank you for another 2. X-Ray Girl, do you know who homeless is?
Harmless?
Homeless?
No.
No. I don't know
Sorry.
either. Sorry. Jadine, thank you for another $9.99. The best ideology is the one that doesn't deny reality.
All ideologies deny reality, otherwise they wouldn't be ideologies, they'd just be reality. I still need to be right back though.
I didn't know that he was still there.
That was like a mishmash of words I did not understand.
I love that this room was still there. I thought he left. He's like, one more thing real quick. Shane, thank you for another 10. X-Ray Girl, you're so good at what you do. I have to ask, do you still have a daytime job as a healthcare professional? If so, can I get I need 5 cc's of insert medical drug.
I mean, I still have an X-ray like CT job. Is it daytime? Not necessarily. So no, yes. And all I do is inject contrast. I don't really inject anything else. So
Oh,
only one
sorry.
drug.
Sorry to ruin your dream, Shane. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I wish I could inject other drugs, but that's it.
That sounds so.
I mean, like the skill too. The skill.
Yeah,
not,
no.
not- yeah. Not that I want to.
Jonathan Stevie, thank you for the 5. Truest ideology is not fat, not fives, and not fat fives. Actually, wicked and disprove. Thank you, Jonathan.
Oh my God. Thank you, Jonathan.
Ian, thank you for another 50 pounds. I love the destination of Disprove's oh my God.
Philosophy.
Wow.
Do you want me to
philosophy,
read
but
this?
The fancy roundabout English way he gets there is a bit much.
Oh, wow.
sorry,
I
the
think
bear
you guys are
sitting.
chudding each other.
Little bit. I'll leave that one for when he comes back. I'm not gonna unstar that one. Shane, thank you for the 5. Caution fans, tequila might make you donate more. Be aware. Are you drinking tequila, Shane? I was gonna get some tequila.
Is dangerous.
I like tequila, but I don't know if I like on stream. I'm not gonna drink it. That's more of like girls' night out, margaritas.
Oh, a
tequila.
good margarita. Ooh, spicy
The next
marg.
time-
Cucumbers.
love-
Mango.
I love it. The next time I see you, we'll get marks. Spicy ones.
Yes. Yes.
Psychotic Mongoose, thank you for the 5 pounds. Just a friendly reminder that X-Ray has 75 squats left to do.
I will
Oh,
do them. I
geez.
swear. I will do them. I promise you. Okay.
Oh. Here you go. We read this one already. Disprove it was for you.
Ian so forth for 50 pounds, that's proper money. I love the destination of Disprove's philosophy. But
I stumbled on the word too for some reason.
that's because I've been drinking. But the
Exactly.
fancy roundabout English way he gets there is a bit much. The reason is...
You know what? He just called me retarded.
Yes, the Ponzi roundabout way means you're retarded, yes. The reason is when you're talking to a group of people, you never know where people have read up to in any idea. And so you have to, when you hit there's like a split point of the different levels of knowledge, you're like, well, should I explain the base bit, the medium bit, the expanse bit, the end point? And so, because you don't know which kind of range of audience you're talking to, you kind of have to do a summary and then the point, which is why you end up talking about more than anything else. It's also why if ever I go to a point and go, it's because I'm not sure where to pitch it. It's a bit like British comedy. The difference between British comedy and American comedy, British comedy is a high context culture, so you assume they have a breadth of knowledge that they know, so you can say the joke. American culture is very literal, so you just say the thing.
Real quick before I finish reading these super chats,
I want to do the dramatic reading
Yes,
of the
before we leave,
Ponzi Variety article.
You can do that.
Yes.
Don't worry. But thank you, Bebop, for this gem. Ready?
Wow.
Oh my god!
It's a good one.
That
Thank
could
you.
have been
Why
a
is my
response to
voice
anything.
in there?
It's
Why
always
is my
in there,
voice
'cause
in
you're
there?
always hyping
Your
them
voice
up.
in there. Wait, I think the bigger question is why did X-Ray Girl go so Italian just then? Why is my voice
Why
in
is
there?
my voice in there? I
My
don't know.
voice is in there, mamma mia! It's like, wait,
I've been hanging around Wicked too much.
yes, mamma mia, my voice is in there.
Go ahead and pull up your dramatic reading while I finish catching up
Okay.
on super chats. Jason, thank you for the Australian 5. Hi to the endearingly bonhomous X-ray girl, discerning wicked virtue, and the energetic, or is egertic? Did you mean energetic?
Endurtic?
Or energetic? Is that a word?
I
That- no,
imagine
it's
Jason pulls
energetic.
out
I
some
drink
words
lots
that
of
we don't know.
caffeine before streams.
He sure does.
Boy.
Thank you, Jason. And for another 5, thank you. Megalopolis may only have domestic earnings of 8.5 million USD or 9 million by the end of the first 2 weeks of its release. It's stunningly bad. I didn't see that one. I don't even know what that one is.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi thing. I didn't know anything about it before. Apparently it's a
It is.
moviegoer which basically funded his own movie. And I think I remember a really old video. He said some kind of stuff I agreed with, but the movie that he self-funded flopped. And I mean flopped hard. They dropped
He's at the same time.
well over $100 million. Like, it's going to be the loss on this movie. It's all self-funded.
Ed Song, thank you for the 10. A harmless equals autistic leftoid that hates Mauler. Panel go
Oh.
on a Lord of the Rings-esque quest with harmless or help Agatha, but companions
Homeless.
sing. It is homeless? Okay.
The first
homeless.
one was a typo, but the second one literally said homeless.
Oh, okay. Or help Agatha, but companions sing their responses. Real BBC all decided to exit existence then either.
I don't like homelesses then or
There
homeless.
are... Mauler has...
Never heard of that person.
I think Mauler has a different class of people that hate him than other people. And the reason they hate him is just because he makes videos so long, their IQ can't possibly comprehend that length of video. And so they just hate it by default. They never watch it.
Because they don't watch it. They will
Yes.
never try to understand it. They just
Yes.
hate it because
Well, that's the
of
thing.
what he represents or thinks that they think he represents.
But other videos, they may look at the thumbnails and the titles and like come up with a conclusion. But with Maulers, they're simultaneously aware that the thumbnail can't sum up a 5-hour video, but also will never be able to watch a 5-hour video. So the only critique of Mauler I've ever seen is people that have never watched any of his stuff and just go, I'm going to assume what he said. And that's basically it.
Yeah.
I think Mauler legitimately has the worst critics because they're all too thick to ever listen to any of his stuff.
Yep. And his live streams are so long, so it's like
Well, exactly. All its stuff is long. So Mauler actually requires quite an investment to critique him. And nobody puts that amount of investment in. So all the people that try to critique him are the worst people.
agreed.
It's that happens often. Jadine, thank you for another $9.99. Maybe I do not an ideology, I just live in reality, even if I spend a
Mhm.
great deal of time intoxicated.
Yeah.
It's Bruce.
There's
Well, not a lot, just Saturdays.
Well, yeah, generally, most of the time that I drink is on Saturdays at this point. I used to drink more. No, really, that probably wasn't a good idea, so I cut it down to this one. But yeah, reality and intoxication aren't related. You can be sober your entire life and still live in an entire dream world because you believe ideas which are wrong. Things like, oh, well, having my car robbed is part and parcel of being in a city. It isn't. It shouldn't be.
It's
What do you think it
morally
is?
wrong, yeah.
Yeah. Why are you accepting the things you're accepting? But most people will never think of that. And to be fair, they're justified because it takes a lot of time and energy. And the only point of your brain is to stop thinking. because it requires a lot of energy, and energy requires hunting, and hunting is hard.
I
So
think
the only reason you think is to stop thinking, because the point of
here you go.
thinking is to stop spending energy. And so it's actually pretty unique and weird and sort of an evolutionary advantage to be one of the people that think all the time, because it is a survival disadvantage. Most people want to think to stop thinking. They just want to do whatever they're told. That's the best outcome for
well,
them.
because we can't all be leaders either.
That too, but it also takes less energy. Because to think original thoughts and to think about things in general requires brain power, which requires a lot of energy. So that means you have to be more successful in hunting, which, if you think a lot and you're not successful in hunting, kills you. So most people take the safe route because they're the backup people in case the danger people die. And then you will have like the risky people who think a lot about things, and they're the ones that think all the new ideas, and they're the ones that lead evolution. And so if they do really well, they breed all the people, and that's how you actually evolve through space. But if they mess up, they die. And it's only until recently where the people that shouldn't have really bred have continued to breed, and then your IQ just declines, and then you basically kill your entire civilization. But in this, I watched Joker 2 at the opening night IMAX screening in Grove.
Get ready
And the
for a
fans-
dramatic reading, chat.
And the fanboys were nowhere to be found. This guy went to a cinema, and you know all those comic book fans? They didn't turn up. And so, what you end up with is, this guy was asked, "Will anyone review the Joker Folly Overdue?" After an interminable silence with no takers, I reluctantly raised my hand.
Reluctantly.
This guy is a victim of his own pissing job. Nobody else wanted to review this movie, but he took it on with his own heart. He sacrificed himself, chat. He is the hero of this piece.
Oh my god.
I figured that the Friday night showing of The Grove would be a good template for how the Joker sequel will be playing across the country. 20 minutes ahead of showtime, I went through and I said, despite the fact that this Joker has had 12 hours before the film received a D cinema score, surely some of the reviews would have been good. And so I asked the helpful attendant, did you expect this movie to be seen? I was, until I saw the reviews. Can you imagine the horror that this guy has gone through? He sacrificed himself to make a review of a movie that nobody's going to see. And so, the primetime videos, the Dolby, they tend to sell out, and a Dolby screen was about to begin. The trailers were praying, even an object for IMAX screening in 45 minutes. And that meant he could actually ask people, what did you think of the movie? He was obviously scared about buying a ticket to see the Joker 2, because don't you understand, the seats were still limited, but abundant. Because that makes sense. Limited things are always abundant. That's what limited means. And so I would have preferred a seat near the exit. It was a Joker movie after all. And the Aurora gunman, dressed up as a deranged villain, is still fresh in his memory. This guy was scared for his life. He was sacrificing himself on the altar of the Joker review, and you should thank him for that. Alas, a mid-aisle seat was all I could do. It was all I would have to put up with. There was time to kill.
What is wrong with this guy?
Oh no. This is the intro.
Oh
gets-
god. There's more.
It gets
There's
worse.
more.
It gets so much worse. You see, there was time to kill, so I approached the patrons that were leaving the screenings. And I thought I'd ask them about their review. It was no megalopolis, said one young man.
Oh my god, no
At first, it was unclear if he meant this as a compliment or an insult. But then he clarified that he loved Megalopolis. Well, that was nice. He found the one fan of that movie. It was definitely
one.
funny. I'm not sure if it was intentional. But I had a laugh. That sounds like I went to the movie and reviewed it. It was funny, but other people won't like it, just me. Another young man named Landon, wearing an apropos t-shirt that read, "Only anarchists are pretty." A literal,
What?
and I'm not joking when I say this, a literal scientific disproved fact. It is literally proven that anarchists are the ugliest people in the world.
Look it up.
This is
Okay.
no, unironically, right-wing people are the most attractive people in the world. So this is literally proof. Well, it makes sense because if you're weak and vulnerable and a victim, then you're left-wing, which means it's going to attract those people. If you believe that only the
Fair.
strongest will survive, you are the most attractive people. Because attractive people have advantages. I didn't notice any of the comic book seeming people. It's kind of telling, isn't it? I didn't notice any Joker fans in the audience. Because you can see Joker fans, you can see comic book people. Comic book people have a certain look about them. You can probably tell them by the flies. That's the flies and like the fat women which kind of orbit them. That's probably how you're going to tell a comic book fan. Like those Marvel and DC fans, right? Because Iron Man and the Joker, the multi-billion-dollar franchise. There's no normal people that like those. No, it's just those. It's just the comic book seeming people. The first Joker had a lot of those like wink, wink, like this Bruce Wayne kind of things. It didn't have that in this, right? It didn't have any comic book references in this movie. It didn't have any of the demographic that you'd expect to show up. Those fat slobs? The fat slobs with the flies around them that kind of repulse people? They didn't turn up to this movie, But it makes sense, considering that this movie is more like Lincoln. Yeah, it's basically the same movie as Lincoln.
What?
I've never seen the Lincoln movie. I don't actually know what he means. It doesn't sound complimentary, though.
No.
These, especially, it
I don't
says
know
these
what he
movies...
means.
These... Well, I think Lincoln is I think it's a political... I
Yeah,
assume it's a political movie. These reviews don't bode well for the $200 million that needs to attract all 4 quadrants. It needs to attract the entire audience. Not just like, the hipsters, the people that people look down on. Those kind of people that want to be... The kind of people where there's a news article about how somebody is basically stealing somebody else's home. They're squatting in other property. And I hope those scum get what they deserve. The kind of movie that the first movie was meant to despise. Those are the people that like the movie. Everyone else, yeah, they need to attract normal people. Speaking of the budget, didn't see the massive capital as outlay translating on screen. They kind of gave him a blank check. 200 million, it takes place in 4 locations. Where did the money go? Gaga and Phoenix probably took it. The jail cells?
Dan says the Daniel Day-Lewis drama for the Lincoln movie. What? I'm not familiar with that.
I don't know.
Maybe that's
I'm
what
assuming
he's
it's some kind of
referring to.
political
No
thing.
idea.
Yeah, no idea.
But there is something true in this, that the entire movie takes place across a few sets. There is no reason for it to cost $200 million.
No, absolutely not.
It must have gone to the director,
And the,
200
Gaga,
million?
and Phoenix. Those
Because they're
that,
mostly
I don't
like
know
in the
where else it could have
jail,
gone.
right? So I didn't see it, so I can't.
Well, there's
but,
no
like, there
special
wasn't-
effects, so it's
Okay.
just a few sets,
All right.
and that's it.
Wow.
Either way, I'm telling you, if you think this isn't the worst part, I surveyed the crowd and questioned if I was in the right theatre, because the vast majority of the couples, straight, gay, young, middle-aged, because that's how you judge couples, right? You don't just judge them whether they're like 2 people together. No, obviously you have to narrow them down to their diminutive groups. They were holding hands, cuddling. This is about a psycho basher. In fact, I hadn't seen this many couples in a theatre since How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And then,
Barbenheimer, just saying.
this is literally the most unhinged paragraph I've ever read in my
God.
life in any movie
Seriously?
review
Here
ever.
we go. Hold on.
The couple to my right, 2 men, because that's important to point out for some reason, they moved to 2 empty seats to my right after the trailers ended. But a minute into the movie, another couple, male and female, because that's important to point out in
Apparently.
this, what is going to happen, turn into basically a catfight, arrived and wanted their rightful seats. And so you had the male and female attack the 2 men who were sitting down in the seats that they hadn't even bought.
Why
They
is this in
stood.
the article?
I have no
I
idea.
know what's.
They stood directly in front of me, arguing, resulting in me missing the most of the animated intro. Once the heterosexual couple nestled into their seats, they started to get busy. Really busy.
Get
Kissing.
busy.
What the
Talking.
heck?
Ignoring the movie altogether. Those assholes. At one point,
dare them.
they were spooning.
Disgusting.
How dare they? with their seats fully reclined. The woman and the man's hand stretching directly into my territory. My fears of catching a mass shooter were replaced by landing an STD
Oh my God.
by proximity.
What the
Hell!
heck?
That's
Who
not how
wrote this?
diseases work, buddy.
But it
Jeez.
goes on, throughout the screening, people kept moving. People were coming, going. They went to the bathroom. They were talking. Nobody really cared. There was no cheers. There was no laughters. Nobody seemed to enjoy the movie. There was no singing along with the recognizable songs.
Oh my
Ahead of the
God.
screening, the gay couple, to my right, agreed that they'd give me their full take of the Joker. But as soon as the credits rolled, they made a beeline for the exit with the most of the rest of the theater. Only 5 patrons watched to even bother to see the names of the people who toiled on this ambitious project, shot here in their own hometown. I made my way to the only person who looked like a potential fanboy.
Oh God!
The
I feel like
one
it'll be for
person
me.
in the audience who looks like he may have liked comics.
Oh,
The one
jeez.
person of the 5 full people that remained in the cinema.
I know.
an
People
empty-
left after the film finished.
Wow,
empty
most
bucket.
people do.
An empty bucket of popcorn in his hand as the lights ramped up. Again, I misjudged. I thought this person was a fanboy. You know those fanboys. The one that I really liked. The one that I described as, where is it? Oh, do I need to search for the word sweaty? Yes, the sweaty fanboy masses. That's who we was looking for at the
my
end of the
God.
cinema.
The sweaty fanboy masses. Okay.
Yeah, those people are the ones he looked for. Where was it? Through the screening, ahead of the screening, I made my only way.
Oh my God, this article
this is
giving me.
So this is the one person who looked part of the potential sweaty fanboy masses. An empty bucket of popcorn in his hand as the lights came up. Again, I misjudged. He was not a self-described fanboy at any stretch. He just liked the first film. What an arsehole. This wasn't even a sweaty fanboy. This was just a guy that watched the first movie and thought, I will
So,
give them
a
my money to watch
normie?
the second. Yeah, this was just a person. Because
And
most
you're-
people are people. This is the person that the movie needs to appeal to.
So
A
you
guy
just
who-
made fun of a normal dude who liked the previous movie.
Yes.
That's
Because
rude.
because under their demographic, the first movie was only liked by a random load of incels and like decrepit freaks. Whereas what it was actually liked by was men. Because what they don't want to admit is that over like the last 150 years, systematically there has been a systematic attack on masculinity. And so by the time you get to 2024 or 2019 in this case, there was a systematic attack on men as a whole. And so you're just talking about normal people. You're talking about half the population who also look at that person and go, yeah, we were treated kind of crap, weren't we? And they realize that I actually understand the impetus. Like, I didn't agree with the message, but I can appreciate how he got there. I can understand how it happened. And they didn't like that. It was that point that they disliked. It was that point that they fought against. So this is just a normal bloke that they found in the cinema. It's like, I showed up another outing of unabashed nihilism. It was long, but enjoyable, was his overall critique. Struggled with his fellow theatergoers and their lack of engagement. You see, there were people next to me, like they were whispering and talking, hugging and kissing. How dare they? How dare a couple kiss in a Don't they understand? They're supposed to be depressed. You're supposed to hate this movie. This movie is supposed to break the back of you.
Wait. Do you remember back in the day in like high school, kids used to go to the cinema to get their
Yes.
nookie on?
Yes.
How does this
Nookie
person not
nookie?
understand that?
Because
what
they
was-
didn't
what was-
get the nookie nookie. That's apparently
what,
clear.
what was the movie for me?
They called it
What was it? Death Rider. There's a
Hey,
yeah,
Death Rider.
well, there was the flaming skull bike guy. I don't
Oh.
remember
Ghost
any.
Rider. Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost
He
Rider.
said
I don't
Death Rider.
remember. I don't remember any of that movie. I remember everything that happened in the cinema. I remember none of that movie.
Because he was getting a death threat of his own.
Yeah, so I was in university at that. I was in the first year of university at that time. That's what ages me. I remember her very well.
But like, how dare a couple kiss in a movie
Well,
theater?
exactly.
Oh
How
my
dare
God.
you? This movie is trash. How dare you be more interested than the person next to you? And I'm just like, why are you spending $50 plus concessions to come here to watch? I mean, literally, the judge is hit in the back of the head. And then as soon as it's done, they're whispering. And then the Joker and Harley Quinn tell a joke. And you kiss her? And it was just like, what is happening next to me?
His life is horrible.
This guy has found the one depressed single person. He is unironically found the one depressed incel in the entire cinema that he could finally be like, you're just like me, for real, for reals.
Can we be friends?
Yes, everyone else in the cinema is just like, this is a crap movie, followed by a movie they actually liked, but he finally found the one person like him. The other person who, as he said in The Office, is the one person who actually had some free time to do it. Everybody else, after the interminable silence, there were no takers. Everybody else had something else to do except Tatiana Siegel. She didn't. And
I
then
was really hoping it was a boy who wrote this article. Now it sounds even more unhinged.
No, I don't. And you know why? Because I'm not a complete arsehole. I hope Tatiana found that one lonely man in the cinema who had no one else to go and see it with. And I hope they live a happy life together. Because Tatiana, that is your level. That is who you deserve to be with. That is how you will be happy. That you will never accept. That you will never do better than. That is why you wrote this article. And that is why you will never understand the point of the first Joker.
That was a beautiful, dramatic reading.
Thank you.
Good job.
If only Tatiana could understand it, maybe they wouldn't be a miserable, depressed cow for the rest of their entire life.
I think Tatiana needs to get laid. You know, lots of problems can be solved by getting laid.
Well, this is the entire point. When that guy was like, is the Acolytes the gayest Star Wars series? I'm like, I hope it is. I hope it is, because you've given the best reviews ever, and you are my favorite interviewer of all time. And there is a dramatic, horrible thing that the media do to us, that for some reason they think that I don't like them in the media. I support you with every fiber of my being. I want you to do exactly what you have been doing. I want you to live the miserable, unfulfilled lives you've been living for years, because I want everybody to see exactly where your ideology leads. And I want that to create the new future so that we never have to live through everything else again. Because unlike everybody else, unlike yourself, I don't want other people to grow up in the period of time that I did. I want other generations to be better than my childhood was. And the problem with it all is you people, which are literally like, oh my God, why don't people like the Joker too? Because it's horrible, it's horrific, and it's designed to break your very spirit. And this is the kind of person which is the problem. It's the kind of person hired in Hollywood which is the problem. And until everybody realizes that we need to spam society with this crap, until everybody is fed up with it, it's never going to change.
Well said.
Can we add a grapefruit to that as well with Tatiana? I think that would help her.
I think Tatiana would do really well with the grapefruit.
I mean, I don't know what a grapefruit does, but like, I think that
you will.
You know.
You will. Okay. Promise me this then. Even if you don't search it, go to Mark and say, "Do you know what the grapefruit method is?"
He does probably.
And
Maybe
if he says yes, get him to describe it to you.
Okay. And then I'll go shop for grapefruits, I guess. Whatever.
I have a feeling you'll be shopping for grapefruits.
Okay. Well, on that note, that was a wonderful dramatic reading.
Thank you,
our
Disparu,
very
for that
own
beautiful
Disparu.
reading. Honestly, it was gorgeous.
It'll most likely get clipped. I think it should. It deserves its own seat its own video. Ed,
Why are
thank
we
you for the
spelling
5.
homeless without the E? Like,
Is he
this is the
spelled-
second
I think it
time
is
this has
homeless.
happened. I'm
I
a
think
bit
it's supposed to be
confused.
harmless. So harmless used to
No,
put
it's
all his
harmless.
money in PayPal and not a bank. Someone hacked him and used it to buy all Steam games.
I've
That
heard
is
of
his
this
level of
guy.
intelligence.
Oh.
Wow.
No, I have heard of
Um,
the, I heard there was a guy that put all this money in PayPal and he got hacked. Yeah.
I guess
I
was
didn't
him.
know he was a person.
Real quick though, we got a 100 from Badass447. Holy moly! Thank you so much.
Saucy. That's the I salute him, and I got covered up by my own
Sorry,
face.
go ahead, salute him.
I did. I
Go
went.
ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just about to do that, and then he's
The
like,
saucy was
I
too
told him I was
strong.
saucy, so you know.
The saucy was too
how-
strong.
How did you three come together to make a podcast? First time watching this pod. Well, thank you. And I think there's something special here. That's
You
what we
explain.
thought. So this started because I used to have a podcast called Wicked's World, which I recently stopped because it just got a bit too busy to keep up with it. And I had these two on at the same time, and we just had a really, really good time. And then X-Ray reached out to me and she's like, do you want to try to do this every week? And with Disparu, and I was down, Disparu was down, and the rest is history. Our 1 year is coming up soon. So you guys need to look out for that because we're planning something special. X-Ray is going to be traveling, so it might be a little later than the actual 1 year date because we got to make sure she can be here.
I've not
So,
been told it's
I'm-
something special, by the way, so I
said
don't
it
know
in the
what she
group
means
chat.
either.
We were talking about it in the.
I think that we just we say this every week. It doesn't feel like 3 or 4 hours, whatever it
No.
is, never. And I think
No.
Yeah.
that's pretty cool for a stream.
Yeah,
when
we have a good
Wicked,
time.
when Wicked's, because I didn't know this. Like this is the first time I found out that X-Ray was apparently the one that proposed it to Wicked. 'cause
I don't
think
remember
had-
that.
Yeah, I think it was Wicked proposed it in a group chat of like, do you want to do this repeatedly? And I specifically and deliberately left myself an out. I was like, well, it's really late, and so I don't know whether I'll be able to make it every week, and so
I didn't
I
know
was
that
like,
you
I may
did
not,
that either.
I may not. It's probably better for a stream for you too, and I might turn up every now
He
and
thought
again.
that he
but
wasn't part of the mix. Like he didn't think he was needed, but he's needed.
no, it wasn't that. It was literally an out, so that if I didn't like it, I was just gonna like ghost you. It was the aim.
You could just, you could also
That
just
was
been
why
honest.
that was deliberately why I said it, and I just kept
Well,
turning
No.
back
and
because
Well, now
I
you know
this-
you can
this
be
is-
honest.
this is like my relax stream.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
other streams, you do have to concentrate all the time. It's kind of you have to always be on the ball, so it's work essentially. You have to be constantly focusing, whereas this just feels like people hanging
We
out.
just go
Yeah.
wherever. We spent the
Yeah.
first hour looking at animal videos.
We do.
Well,
yeah,
exactly,
We
yeah.
do pop culture, but we also like to just let it go off and we just like talk and have a good time. And I think the fact that we're all from different countries is great, which is another reason why when we have Dan on, people get so even more excited because that's 4 different countries just hanging out, talking about
Yeah.
life. It's interesting. But no,
Yeah.
this
I'm
is definitely
probably
my favorite stream that I do. It's the best. We have a good time.
I'm just gonna say it. The best people that I like on the stream are Dan and Blabs. I think they've been the most
He's
interesting.
like, I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, it's like this isn't meant to be like insulting other people. I've had there's been lots of interesting
We love
guests.
all of our guests. But
Yes,
we
but-
we mesh very well, all of us, with both of them. I can agree with that.
Especially Dan.
Yeah.
You can basically go any
We love
conversation with.
Dan.
You can especially go any conversation with Dan,
He's
any
down.
topic with Dan, and you will have something to contribute to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Where we're going,
that is a
we
weird.
don't need
That is a weird thing on the
topics.
internet. Actually,
Exactly.
there's a weird thing on the internet that if you don't mention somebody specifically, it's like, oh my god, they must have beef with them. It's like no, there's a load of people. That's not the human mind doesn't comprehend all of the universe. It's like Dan was on last week. Dan streams are always fun.
Yeah. And thank you again so much for that 100. Wow. That was very generous. And generous. Wow. Generous. And Ian, thank you for the 50 pounds. I like Mahler, but long form does not equate intellectualism. It took me a second.
Intellectualism. Yeah, if you
In
can't
fact-
say the word, there's.
I can say
Sorry,
intellectualism. It
Wicked.
took me a second. In fact, it lays plenty landmines to expose mid-wittery.
And I've seen and kind of like heard Mahler's like method on his writing and how he comes up with his opinions and whatnot. And I think his are very well thought out. And if you can dissect it, I think Mahler will with open arms be open to hearing the dissection of his work.
That is true. Like, yeah, on EFAP, he has had quite a few people on specifically that disagree for a conversation, which is kind of rare. It's I find a lot of people that disagree are doing it in bad faith in the first place, and that's why they're accusing you of bad faith, because that's what they're doing, and they basically project their own emotions onto other people. So I'm not the kind of person that thinks everybody is worth even a debate. I'm not an equality person, so I think some people and their conversation are just beneath you. But yes, the longer something goes on, the more likely it is to expose you. This is why in places like Big Brother and stuff, you can fake who you are for like a couple of days, but as the weeks and things go on,
Those
you can't
layers
fake
peel
who
away.
It starts
you
coming
are
out. Yep.
for weeks and months. And it's the same as streams. Like, you can it's very easy to edit a video to pretend you're a person. It's a lot harder over like a 4 and 5 hour stream. like
And
the
repeatedly
live
each
streams,
week.
you see when the person, and especially, you know, when people are drinking, the real person comes out. That's always been the truth comes out when people drink, because it lowers your inhibition, so people say what they're always going to say. And so, yes, doing long streams is more likely to expose you if you're faking
You're
the person
lying.
rather than just making edited 10-minute videos. It's very easy to fake who you are in a 10-minute video. 100%.
True. Jason, thank you for another 5. Are you kidding? Even Tommy Wiseau's The Room 2003 is better than Megalopolis 2024.
I've not
That's
seen
how breathtakingly
Megalopolis,
bad the
but
film is. Me neither.
I want to watch it
Hi,
because I've
puppies.
heard such horrific things, which is very me kind of thing. But I did. It was so weird because the director said a lot of the right stuff. He seemed to understand the audience, and then he just came out with this kind of thing. It's like, oh, right. This is a self-funded movie, and maybe you just have different tastes than everybody else.
Yeah. Ed, thank you for another 5. This woman is like the games journalist that reviewed Tucker Carlson instead of a video game. Oh, the Tatiana.
It wasn't. There was like, I think it was like, wasn't it like a PS5 review or something? And somebody reviewed Trump rather than the PS5. There's a
Wouldn't
lot
be
of things like that.
surprised.
What you will find is that games journalists and entertainment journalists wanted to be real journalists. They all wanted to write for the New York Times about political stuff, and they failed. And so they took the only job they could. Because you can't choose your job, you just need to make money to survive. And so a lot of people end up taking jobs that they hate, but they're willing to do anyway because it's close enough, and that's what they've got offered to them. And that's where you end up with all the games journalists and everything else. They really, really want to be political journalists,
And
but
they
they
hate
failed.
It's just a stepping stone for them.
They hate their job and they hate you because they really, really wish they were more successful. And it's one of the things that causes them to believe their ideology. Because it's like, well, I deserve to be there. It's not my problem. It's somebody else's.
Yes. Shane, thank you for the 5. I like how you highlight relevant non-super chats. Great stream. I try my best. I try to keep up. But I appreciate. We appreciate everyone. You guys are hilarious in the chat. Sometimes you just start like laughing, and it's like, oh, sorry, chat. Like we try not to go off topic, but you guys are awesome, and we will probably give a little of like I don't know, notice before we do the 1 year chat, but it'll be fun. We're not sure what we're gonna do. It's gonna be just like a regular stream, but we'll make it a little more special because it's the 1 year came up really fast.
I will show maybe a little shoulder. Okay.
It's gonna show both shoulders.
Okay, so
probably.
X-Ray Girl's gonna show shoulder. Wicked is gonna have like really drapey elbows, and there's gonna be a minimum amount to drink.
A minimum.
A minimum.
We probably will be a little tipsy.
Ooh. Well, we can start off with one shot at the beginning and no more shots afterwards because I don't think shots are a good thing.
No, just we'll start and end with one, maybe. We'll at least start with one, and depends on how we are at the end of the stream.
Yeah, we'll see.
See, this is their ideas versus mine. This is the difference, folks.
What's your idea?
Mine would be entirely the opposite.
Shots all night.
Well, yeah, mine would be. Do you want shots? Mine would be way more fun and way more entertaining. Everyone's like, no, we need to go for safety over entertainment. This is the difference between men and women.
We'll have fun. Don't worry, guys. Of course, Ian's like, yes, do shots.
Shot,
Only
shot,
if you do
shot,
them with
shot.
us, Ian.
Look, I've been told my ideas can make people feel sick. Well, alcohol will do that to you.
But real quick, I just wanted to say, because I normally don't like push my own stuff very much on the stream, but I'm trying to get my second channel to 500. So I had it pinned in the comments. So if you guys are interested in like vlogs and food stuff over there on that channel, there's even a video with X-Ray Girl over there and a short actually.
Oh my god.
She's over
Yeah,
there.
Food stuff. It was probably
is the
like
channel.
Marmite.
Yeah.
Look at
So
me.
I have it pinned in. Yeah, she's
Why
right
was
there.
it not Wicked Manga? You could have reviewed like anime.
No, I want food, manja. Why isn't it
Manga.
Anime would have had a way bigger audience. Like you could have. I think you watch anime, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, she does.
but I want to cook.
Oh, again, the difference between men and women. It's like this could have been successful, yeah, but I want to make like Marmite videos.
There's gonna be a lot more on there, by the way. I'm hopefully within the next few months I'm moving. I have like a tiny kitchen right now, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to try and record.
No, look,
So
there is not a
what?
single YouTube viewer that ever cares about the size of your kitchen.
no, it just means I don't have room. Like a lot of times I'm busy and it's like I have to stop to set up. I'm not gonna explain it, but there's gonna
It's
be
a
a lot
camera.
more content coming.
You just need
soon.
a tripod on a side. Like,
Oh
this
my
isn't
god.
real.
I'll explain it later. But guys,
You're
if
Scottish,
you're
Ian. Nobody expects
interested-
you to have good taste in media.
Oh my god.
If you're, oh my goodness, if you're interested,
It's fine. He's Scottish.
please.
We got Sasper out in full force now.
There were
He
shoulders
insulted
here.
anime. Look, if he insults anime, I will have the chat on my side. This is the
Cooking.
one Scottish
Cooking.
person against the entire chat.
No, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this.
Look,
But
Hunter
thanks,
X
guys.
Hunter X
That's
Hunter
my-
is something that Mike put me on, and it is a
I heard it's
legitimately
really good.
amazing. It is a legitimately amazing series, and it is
More
to the point where it's like, well, I
shoulders.
don't like anime. It's like, well, you've never watched it then.
Boo. Well, I'll give it a chance at some point.
Come at
There's
me,
so many
Chess.
shows.
See, that's simultaneously something that the English admire about the Scottish at the same time. It's like they say some crap, but they will stand up for it, and they're just like, come on, then
That's
I'll
what
have a
I
fight.
said. I say what
I'm
I
ready,
What I
I'm
said.
ready.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's like I will piss off the entire world, and then I will take on the entire world. That's admirable in a country.
What do you have coming up, Disparu? I know you got your Joker video out, so guys,
God.
make sure you
Everything.
check that out.
Too many
Yeah,
things.
There was the Rings
Velma
of-
too. Yeah,
There
you
was
got
the
all
Rings
that.
of Power finale review is out. Joker review is out. Then there's Velma. Then there's Agatha. Then Rachel Ziegler kicked off for absolutely no reason.
Oh, I'm
just
surprised
because
we didn't talk about her.
I know.
Dang.
Maybe next we had too much this one.
I
Next
think
week,
she just
maybe.
hated all of us, and she waited for the time that Rings of Power finished to think, yeah, this will go under the radar. Then no one will notice this one. On top of that, Variety, I think it was Variety, came out and started attacking toxic fans. And then another one came out, or was it? No, Variety may have done the. Yeah, I think Variety attacked toxic fans. Then the Hollywood Reporter came out.
Mhm.
Is Disney Star Wars crap? An analysis. It's like, yes. Really doesn't require
We'll
an
try to
article.
cover that one
but-
next week.
So everyone came out on almost the same day. All of this stuff came out on Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh yeah,
just
it was
like
a
it was
busy day.
organized.
It
It
was a
was
busy
so
day.
wild. And so I have way more videos than I can even cover in a week this week. So even if I do a video every day this week, I still won't finish. It's gonna be insane.
It's okay. We got a lot of Dispa content coming up. It's gonna be great. And X-Ray, what do you got coming up? I know Sunday's your busy day, so
We'll see. I had no idea that we were gonna have a full house. I have a lot of family visiting, but
Oh.
art in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern if I can make it, and then 1 p.m. Sunday Fun Day. I think we're playing one of the scary games because this is my last Sunday Fun Day before I go traveling
Ooh.
to Peru and San Antonio, and then Forbidden Frontier. We're going to be doing ghost stories as well, so that'll be very fun.
Ooh. Tomorrow, I'm gonna make sure I listen
Ooh.
to that. Well, I got
Yes.
stuff going on. That'll be my
Okay,
background noise.
just out of interest, do either of you two have ghost stories in your life?
I think that I don't know if I was being
Don't say it. Don't say it. Yes or no?
Thanks, Zach.
Do you have one you could tell?
Kidding.
Because I do, and I think it'd be interesting for this stream in the future. In this,
Yeah, we'll
month.
save it for Halloween
Okay, yeah.
time.
Yeah,
I
so,
think
so
I was
if
being
you do, that'd
trolled,
be interesting.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
I have a
I got
really
one.
freaky thing that happened to me, which I can't explain, and I am not.
Halloween.
I'm not really a
Yes.
no, we got this.
I
we got
am not a
this,
ghost
yes.
or woo-woo person. I have no explanation for this. And I don't know what happened. I still don't know what happened, but
You still don't know what
it's
happened.
legitimately the freakiest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
All right. Well, we'll save it for
I
we'll
can't
do it
wait
on
to
the
see
stream
this.
before
Halloween.
yeah. But guys, we went and this is the longest stream we've done. We went basically an hour over almost. This was a lot of
Whoopsies.
fun. Thank you guys so much.
happened.
And I do have tomorrow my Sunday night stream. I think it's gonna be 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, so check that out. And thank you, everyone. This was a great stream. I had so much fun. I always have fun. But we'll see you next week. Yeah. Anything else you
Bye-bye.
guys got to say? No, we're good.
No.
All right. We'll see you guys
Bye.
next week. Bye.